Hello, hello. I always try to ease into this because I know that you can't see me, so sometimes it's jarring when I jump on. Still setting up a little bit. I hope everybody's having a great weekend. Great to see you, Butterfly. I hope everything is well. I will be here for a little bit. I have been fighting a fake fur coat. Yay! Hello, Joy. Hello, hello. Great to see you. Great to see you. I finally broke a serger needle. Whoops, wrong button. I know it's strange. I don't even know how long ago I got my serger, but my serger finally snapped on me. But it was the fur. And the fact that I like to pull on a machine. Hello, how's it going? My name is William, and it's Saturday night. I hope everyone's doing well. And this is the House of Sewing. This evening, I have all kinds of stuff going on, but I'm gonna finish this coat behind me. Yay! Hello, hello. I hope everyone's doing well. Yay! I was just watching. Oh, I wrote it down. The golden earring video. And you say, who's golden earring? Everybody's heard the song, but no one knows the name of the band. And now I have to look at my history because it was Radar Love. I was watching the Radar Love video and I'm like, how many people actually know the name of the band? And I was kind of laughing because I don't know what era that's from, but the guy was wearing red bell bottoms with a pink shirt and a purple sequin half blazer or something like that. Had to have been the 60s because Radar Love was no joke. Or let's ask early. We're getting in early. Alexa, what year did the song Radar Love come out?
Radar Love by Golden Earring was released on September 8, 1974.
Oh, 1974 with the red bell bottoms, pink shirt and purple half blazer. I don't even know what to call it at this point. Awesome. But before we get to the festivities, do you know what's so funny? These glasses are so dark. I lost my other glasses. This program is for entertainment purposes only, and its content is not intended to malign any religion, lack thereof, race, company, individual, or wigs. All opinions expressed by my so-called life and program participants are solely their personal view and do not reflect the opinions of every single human being on planet Earth. I hope everybody has a great evening. Absolutely, Butterfly. Absolutely. I love that song. And I always listen to the music, but I love watching the videos, and I don't know why it's taking me that long to watch the video. Awesome. I am fighting with that fake fur coat. Do you know what's so funny? I am of a certain age where I remember when no one cared about Coachella, and now it's all anybody could ever talk about. I didn't realize how outrageous Coachella was until I was watching the local news this morning. I want to say around like 5:30 this morning, I was watching the local news and they were showing Coachella fashion at like 6:15 in the morning. So I wanted to put on my fake fur coat and do a victory lap, but it fought me the entire time. I'm going to show you how far I am. But I broke my serger. And the funny thing is, in all of the frustration, I couldn't find my serger needles. So I went and took a shower. I drank some coffee. I figured if I give myself some time, I will eventually find what I need for my serger. But in the meanwhile, when I was in the shower, I had one of those. I was all bummed about my serger and I have to, it's like starting over, but all I have to do is rethread the top. So that's not a big deal. But while I was in the shower, I was sitting there and I had that moment of, you're sitting in a room of sewing machines. So I'm going to finish my coat regardless, whether it wants to be finished or not. The Wookie coat will be finished this evening. Chewy has fought me tooth and nail, and I'm okay with it because I am going to finish that coat this evening. I fought so hard for this furry material. I went out of my way looking for it. I haggled. I've spent months looking for it, and it's ironic when I start working with it, it's fighting back. So I should call this live stream "The Wookiee Strikes Back." This particular material has a hard glue on the back, and I think that's what the problem is. And on the sides, I was trying to feed it through the serger, and you could hear the serger saying, "What are you doing?" And none of the furry material that I've ever worked with ever had this hard, weird plastic on the edges. And I know what it is. It's just a hard glue to solidify it, because if not, it would be a furry mess. I understand. But it destroyed my serger. But like I said, when I was sitting in the shower, I was all bummed. And I'm like, wait a minute. I had that Rudy moment of like, wait a minute. I am Mr. Sewing. So I'm going to finish it. And if the baby lock stutters, I'm going to pull out my Singer Heavy Duty. It's been sitting on the bench. It might as well be ready to play, as they say. But in all sincerity, I hope everybody's having a good Saturday night. I thank you for spending it with me. I just like sewing and having a good time. And that's all I'm here for. That and drinking extremely stiff coffee late at night. I tried to so I still, for like a month, I have not gone to my local Walmart. I'm really, really over it. So I chose not. The baby log should be able to handle it. I agree. This entire time I've been using the baby lock and I didn't have a problem, but then the serger took over, because the serger, it's such a reliable piece of equipment when it works, but that's with everything. So we're gonna see how. First I have to attach the arms. I was rocking, man. I had everything going. It was awesome. And then the serger broke. Do you know what's so funny? I feel like we do not talk about how long it takes to make clothes. I sat here, thank you, critically drinking, because I watched your entire live stream and I made a coat for it took me 4 hours just to get to the point I'm at now. And I mean, from cutting, from everything I was doing, and so when my serger broke, it was a bit frustrating. But that's what happens when you sew. Not everything is going to be rainbows and handshakes. Wow, I really cleaned that one up. But this is it's just an impasse. It's not the end. I will say, when the needle broke, I screamed my Rathacon scream of like, "Surgeon!" Oh. I wanted to do a victory lap with my Wookie coat, because it doesn't take me that long to make it. And the serger does help speed up the project in general. But like I said, all right, so I'm going to add the arms to this, and I have an idea while pinning. I think what the problem is that this coat is so furry that it's clogging up the machine. So I've either been cutting or just trying to shove the fluff back in the crease while I'm pinning it. So let's see what happens. It's been a long time since I've been frustrated at a project. It feels good. My sojo, I've had my sojo going pretty heavy lately, and it's been a while since I've reached an impasse. And for anyone who's wondering, I'm using what is it? It's costume satin. It looks great. It's going to look great. I've used like real professional lining, and still to this day, I cannot tell the difference between costume satin and professional lining. At me. I'm on Twitter. I'm on everything. Hey, Dixie. Great to see you. Great to see you. Hello, hello. Yay, great to see you. I'm making a furry coat this evening, and it has been fighting me all day. And I went, I'm on this weird boycotting my local Walmart. That doesn't mean that I'm like not going to any Walmarts at all. But I went to hello, how's it going, Mona? Great to see you. Great to see you. Yay, hello, hello. I've been looking for a reason to work with this. And with this fake fur, it's a perfect color and combination. The serger was doing great until it didn't. But this is the first time that I've ever thrown a needle on a serger, so I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. You know what the funny thing is? In everything that happened, my serger threw a needle, and I'm sitting in a room of sewing needles, and I'm like, uh-oh, where's my box? I still haven't been able to find my box of sewing needles. Yay! Hello, hello. Good to see you, Mona. Great to see you, Dixie. Yay! Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. Yay! Great to see you too. Great to see you. Awesome, awesome. My husband has gone away for a few days with his buddies. I took over the living room so I can get busy organizing in the sewing room. Awesome. Do you know what's so funny? That's the only way I can clean out my closet or sewing room is I have to bring things from in here into the living room or things from the middle bedroom into the living room because that's the only way I'm going to get anything clean. So I know that. I know that well. That's why I've been filming in there lately because I want to see people. I at least have a couple immaculate rooms in this house. Good to see everybody. Good to see everybody. Whoops. While the cat's away, don't need his commentary of all my stuff. Okay. So I have this conversation with Waternate all the time. There are at least 2 or 3 people that have known me most of my life. And they walk in this room and they do this. And you can see them taking mental inventory. They're like looking to see if they can give me a hard time for buying a new sewing machine or trust me, I know that well. And it's funny? I tried to hide the press. And once people found out that I had a press, I told you the story. Once people found out that I had an actual working professional press, people I have not spoke to in years, family members, all of a sudden started calling me like, hey, how's it going? And I'm like, so you heard I have a press, huh? I'm up dancing in the kitchen tonight. Awesome. 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 Yay. You if you've seen my videos, you know I love dancing by myself. I found so many different kinds of scissors. I need to do that too. I really need to do that because behind the dress form and the mannequin, I have a real massage chair, an actual chair that moves and everything. Instead of using it as a massage chair, it's a clothing rack. Glad to have your company, everyone. Yay! I love you as well. Oh, awesome, awesome, Awesome. Okay, so I have to put these arms on because I love kitchen dancing. It is definitely something I love to do. Yeah, I am the definition of dancing, dancing by myself. Oh, let's see. There's been all kinds of crazy stuff that's been going on. Now that there's a few people here, oh wow. As my mic falls. Let's see. I ranted about Coachella already. In my notes, I wrote Coachella is the new Coke. It just makes me laugh how insane people get to go sleep outside and live like a hobo for a couple of days. And you probably see some awesome bands and have a great time. But I went to Coachella like 20 years ago, so I'm sure it's much different. All right. It has been a long, long day. And it's ironic because I fought for this material. I've been waiting months and months to get this, and this has fought me utterly and completely. Like from the jump, this material has fought me. But I'm gonna put it on real quick because the Wookie Coat is coming along. So I don't want to oh, oh, that's great. It looks good though. This does. I love this material. This vest right here, I look like Barney Rubble invited me to go bowling. Yeah, I'll go bowling with you. Let's go. I made homemade tamales today with cheese and peppers, shared them with neighbors. It's been a good day. That's awesome. That's absolutely awesome, Dixie. That's awesome. Sonny and Cher, I got you, babe. I love. Oh, I'm gonna need my inhaler for this one. Okay, so you are looking. This stuff had a really weird glue on all the edges. It was basically like an inch or almost like 2 inches off. So when I folded it over, it was almost perfect, but it had this weird glue. So when I ran it through the serger, it fought. It was thank you, Dixie. It was hard just to get to this point. So I'm gonna walk around like a Roman first. No, I'm kidding. This is total Sonny and Cher. This reminds me of every bad Roman movie I've seen. All right, I'm gonna put this. I'm gonna put this back on. Oh, time to add the arms. This stuff sheds. I know I see that with every furry coat, but I have to say the Wookie material is the furriest stuff I have ever worked with. I can feel it on my skin. It's also because I put a bunch of lotion on, so I'm a magnet towards this stuff. But and it's really deceptive because I have shag carpeting in here. So whenever I vacuum, I'm like, man, this stuff's everywhere. And I took my fan, I picked it up, and I just casually walked around. The whole room just kind of started shedding. Oh, I had to say that because I want to remember this as the messiest jacket I've ever made. It's funny. I haven't even finished that arm, but I'm going to pin this one arm that I have because I'm just remembering the serger destroyed the other one. And I'm being stubborn on this because I should have stopped. Hey, Nightmare Baby. Hello, everyone. Well, that code is fantastic. Thank you. Thank you. Hello, hello. Awesome. All right. Since I'm going to be hitting this with the sewing machine, do you know what's really funny? I kind of like this costume satin. I might go back and buy a ton more because there's a bunch of ideas that I have for it. And this reminds me of a Mike Tyson jacket I had a very long time ago. And when I say Mike Tyson, I was just copying the style of Mike Tyson. It was this color. Yay! Hello, hello. I find it. I think it's ironic that I was constantly talking about this material. I did video after video of how I almost got the Wookie material. I made the colorful furry coat because I refused to pay $50 a yard. Man, this furry material loves cocoa butter. Lotion is a magnet to this stuff, but I refuse to be ashy, so I'll. Oh. And the funny thing is, the other arm is going to be a completely different size because I had the serger broke and I had to rip it out and cut some of it and sew some of it. So this coat is going to be extremely interesting. Hey, hey, Kilroy! Oh, we know you've got the Wookie. Oh no! Oh, we know you've got. They're gonna name it after me. They're gonna call it the Wookie. Great to see you, Kilroy. Great to see you. You were missed. You were missed. Alibaba had to take up your position in snark and sarcasm. I would like to thank Alibaba. You filled the position well. We are here for you. I'm going to say the cliche. I hope you're doing well, but regardless, we're here for you. All right. Man, this. I'm not kidding you. I might go back and call this stream the Wookiee Fought Back. This material is crazy. So, last night, I knew it was going to rain. I wasn't going to go downtown. The traffic has just been insane lately. And I'm not going to put myself in that position. If I do not have to go down there, I'm not necessarily going to go running down there, especially just with the weather as crazy as it's been. I didn't know if it was going to be raining enough for the swap meet to go on or not, so I didn't go. Last night, I had this crazy idea of, hey, I haven't been to Target in, I don't know, years and years. As a matter of fact, last time I went to Target, I bought a microphone that doesn't work. I walked in there, and literally walked straight to the electronics section and walked out. Last night, I Googled, does Target have fabric? Keep in mind what the internet says and what the store says are two completely different things. I understand. So I asked, hey, does the one by my house have fabric? Oh, let's see what Kilroy has to say. The medication I was on for my autoimmune thing quit working, so we're trying another one, injections instead of pills, and we're still trying to get the dose right. So I've been worrying my head off. I completely understand, Kilroy. I am so sorry. I will be here with my first world problems and you like seriously, this is like when you're going through something like that, it reminds me of what's important, because I am the real life Seinfeld. So as my microphone falls, so felled as I walk around. But seriously, I hope you find the medicine that you need. How many Wookiees and would cocoa butter if Wookiees could wear cocoa? Cocoa butter and this stuff does not mix. I'm not kidding you. It is. Autoimmune is tough, Mona. It is. Absolutely. Sorry, Kilroy. Hope you get relief soon. Absolutely. Absolutely. I have a ton. I'm like, if you could hear my I was born like that. Like I was like that before smoking. So I know how it is to be immunocompromised. So I completely understand. If this is so filled, I am 1/3 Kramer, Costanza, and Elaine. Do you know what's really funny? I have a Vandelay Industries t-shirt. Costanza was my guy. I watched that show every week as a kid. It was on before Raw. It sucks too, Mona, because mine is extremely rare and they don't know what causes it, and there's no cure. Yikes. Whoops. There we go. Hey, dog, how's it going? How's it going? Had to show my face. Hi, everybody. Psst, Will, did you know there's a cowboy wearing a dress looking straight at you? Also, I've looked everywhere for sunglasses that look the other way. Where? I don't know why I love wearing my sunglasses like this. It's because I've worn sunglasses for years and years and years. And I just get used to flipping them on the other side. It's because I live somewhere where the sun's always shining. But in reality, I went and bought these because I thought I needed new glasses. And I'm addicted to the swap meet prize. So I bought these in downtown Los Angeles from a vendor on the street. These were like $5, but these are the darkest sunglasses that I have ever come across in my life. They're so dark, I can't even read the chat, and I can read the chat from right here. So it's the first time downtown glasses were actually anything worth buying. How's it going? The cowboy has a gas mask on. Do you know what's so funny? I think it's because I grew up around mannequins. I don't have a problem with a mannequin. And except for that one, I think it's the Ninth Doctor, the first episode with the mannequins. That episode is kind of hardcore, and it would not make you want to be in a department store by yourself at night. You know what? I am so glad to see everybody. Seriously, Kilroy, you were missed. I was really wondering about you. So I'm glad that you're here. Oh, all right, let me switch this and grab my. So, because I am back to my so failed ways, I went to Target and I don't even know how to say this nicely. I don't even know if I can say it in a nice way. Remember, it's not a lie if you believe it. George Costanza is my hero. George Costanza is my absolute hero. Oh. Seriously, we're here for you though. Absolutely. Absolutely. Great to see you, dog. So I walk into Target and I tell myself, okay, William, first off, you're a Karen. So I'm like, the whole time I'm telling myself, do not complain. You know that most people that work here are like 17 to 25 years old. I consider someone a child if they're under 30. So there's children working at this store. And I walk in, and keep in mind, I stay up late. I drink a lot of coffee. I was on the internet doing Google foo, and the internet said the Target by your house, which so sad. It's the one where people were fighting over Stanley Cups. That was that clip everyone saw on Twitter. So sad. Such a terrible representation of my hometown. So I walk in. There's also a Mexican bandit wearing a Technicolor jersey that looks mad at you, Red Bull. I think they're all going to end you. It's chocolate, it's peppermint, it's delicious. Oh, great to see you, Kilroy. Most people would not be able to hang in this room. And I have a fourth mannequin in the living room. All right. So I'm walking into Target and I'm telling myself, like, I just need lining because I just wanted lining for this because that's all I really needed. And that's why I really didn't go out today because I live in a fabric store. So I walk into Target and I'm telling myself, like, someone's going to say something awful to you. Someone's going to say something awful to you. And it had nothing to do with my clothes, had nothing to do with anything. I walk up and they had a kid just standing there. And that's my mistake because I knew he was a kid. And I walked up, I was like, hey, where's your fabric section? And he looked at me. And he's like, we don't have one. Absolutely. Sending you love and positive energy, Kilroy. I'm sending you all positive vibes your way. Absolutely. Absolutely. I worked at a supermarket for 4 days. That's when I realized being around that many people was not good for me. I still can't believe that you had literal minors working as clerks. In California, you can get a job at, I think it's like 15 if your parents sign you off. Yeah, because it is 15 because recently my son's like, I want to get a job. And you know me, I'm like, you want a job? Dude, I've been asking you to do 900 things. Like, you want a job? Let's cut the tree in the backyard. Let's clear the side yard. Like, I got you. But yeah, in California, minors can work on Saturdays at a Target. And he asked me, and he literally looked at me. And keep in mind, I'm 5'9", so it's easy to look down at me, okay? So when I say this, I'm not saying this that the kid was like looking down at me. He was literally looking down at me. Oh, hey, Alibaba, hey. But he was literally looking down at me, and he's like, who told you we had fabric? See, at that point, I had to count to 10 backwards and tell myself, like, hey, I come from an era of customer service, but guess what? It doesn't exist anymore. So I have to tell myself, like, hey, take a deep breath because the kid came at me crazy. And keep in mind, he's literally looking down at me like, who told you this? Just perplexed of why I walked in Target for fabric. But if you go online, it says we have fabric. That mischievous looking my skin looks like. Therefore, dog, so good to see you. I'm glad everyone made it this evening. I remember on base 13 for bangers at the Canex, like the PX. So I look at him and he said, who told you? And I looked him in the eye and I said, you did. And he said, I did. And I pulled out my iPhone 11 so fast, smoke came out of my hand. And keep in mind, when I say I did this, I'm not kidding you. I'm 5'9". The kid towered over me. So I'm not kidding you. I'm saying when I got my phone, I put it up like, hey, bro. Hey. So long story short, my Target doesn't have fabric. And I'm an idiot for believing the internet. So don't believe everything you see on the internet. The website literally said, hey, we have fabric at this location. Your son will always respect you, William. You're a hands-on dad. Much respect. Thank you. Thank you. You do know I love you guys, right? Oh, dog, you're a good guy. Dog, you're a great guy. Sorry, I stepped away a bit. Yay! Hello, hello. Speaking of customer service, an Ace Hardware just opened in my area. I'm excited. At the Home Depot, they don't even know the word customer service. I heard Ace has very good customer service. They do. They opened up one that's less than I want to say half a mile from my house. It is creepy to walk in somewhere and get real customer service. It took me a while to get used to it, on because I know exactly what I want. Because they're some of them are kind of standing around. So I walk in and they're like, "Hi, can I help you?" I'm like, "Actually, you can. I need 9 of these, 10 of these, and 10 feet of painter's tape." Yay! Hello, hi, dog. Dog, that is my leg. Great to see you, Alibaba. Great to see you. All right, I'm sitting here. I need to finish this. I'm excited that everybody's here. And to anyone who's watching this in the future or just watching right now, thank you. Great to see everybody. Abraham Lincoln said to never trust anything you read on the internet. Waterday and I were talking about that the other night. I love that quote. I have I have a shirt and it's George Washington and I wear it once a year and it says "Suck it, England." I wear that shirt once a year. I wear it while barbecuing on the 4th of July. I don't know why barbecuing is like driving a bus, but we're here. Yay! Thank you so much for stopping by, Mona. Thank you so much. Great to see you. Thank you so much. And I watch all everybody should go watch Mona's lives. I watch all of Mona's live streams, but I'm at work. So I watch absolutely love watching Mona's live streams. You know, people on the West Coast, we get the shaft because we have weird hours on the West Coast. And I hate Home Depot too because the store is so big you have to walk 9 miles just to pick up a box of nails and a hammer. That's so true. You know what's so funny? I'm so glad you said that because the one by my house, it feels like it's 3 Home Depots. Alibaba dog, the almighty needs to sniff and lick and have my wicked way. Yay, have a great night, Mona. Have a great night. Yay. I still can't believe my serger bonked. But you know what? I'm intense. I use domestic items like they're industrial. Yay. I keep missing you because I fall asleep before you start up, but I want to thank you. Thank you. There's this really hardcore West Coast bias, you know, because we're still up. Do you know what's so funny? I'm an early riser and it makes me laugh because there's certain YouTubers I watch. There's somebody who goes live. Well, they like I think it's 5 o'clock my time. So that's I'm either at work or I've stayed up way too late if I'm watching them. All right, I subscribe. Mona's channel is I want to say it correctly. It's Mona does what? Let me check. She's right here. Oh, it's Mona. Mona did what? There we go. Okay. I don't know who needs to hear this, but stores don't need to be big enough to put a B-52 inside. Do you think that's exclusively an American thing? Well, I've been to places in Canada, but like, I went into a Walmart. There was a large batch of industrial machines that just sold in Montreal. So tempting to get some. Were they decent prices? I've been literally avoiding a I've been avoiding a thrift store that I go to. I've been going to for over 10 years, but I've been avoiding them because they have an industrial that no one's buying and the price keeps on going down and down. But I learned from my blind stitcher, if I'm going to buy something that heavy, I need to bring like 3 people with me. Actually, my son's all buff now. So him and I are the equivalent of 3 people. Him being 2 and me being 1. Oh, come on. All right. I think I can attach that other arm. It's so anticlimactic because I was freaking out because the serger needs help, but I'm not kidding you. I was sitting there and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm sitting in a room of sewing machine. It's not just Americans. That is most large cities. That's good to know though. Very decamp prices, but for as much as I gripe about corporations, like let's be real, I love a warehouse store. Like, come on. Every week I come with this happened to me at Walmart. This happened to me. Like, and I go to Costco only because I get a thing in the mail. It's like, oh, you paid your bill. I'm like, oh yeah, I still have a Costco membership. So I go to Costco when I need lunch. Don't ask me. I've never been outside of the country. I'll never have a passport. Nightmare baby is dog and nightmare baby. Hello, meet each other. Okay, just describe Demona. Awesome. I like staying close to home because my back is tuned to my bed, and my bed is tuned to my back. My camping days are over. Do you know what's really funny? I did a lot of camping, so mine are as well. I always tell people, like, I don't know, camping is fun if you go with a large group of people, but I'm an RV kind of guy. All right. So I had to clean up the mess that was my serger dying. So we're going to see how this ends up. But instead of waffling, let me go switch my angle and pin this arm. So Target was a wash. And the funny thing is, I don't know why I trusted the internet. Lately, I've been looking up all kinds of things like where is their fabric? I've been exploring everything because I live in LA County and I feel like I drive past a million fabric stores. Like I drive past 100 Goodwills. And the truth is I have been. The distance between my house and downtown isn't necessarily significant if you live in America, but it's far. And I started looking in the map. I pass every thrift store in Los Angeles on my side. So I've been really exploring and really looking into things. And Target was disappointing, to say the least. The largest grocery store I have ever been in was in Strasbourg, France. Oh, wow. I don't trust this CCTV angle he put us on. Why does no one like my CCTV angle? Oh. Fun fact though, if you do have a real CCTV like I do, it can pick up those weird cheap Arlo cameras that are made nowadays. My camera, you can't see that it's on, but no matter what mode these new age cameras are on, it picks up the light on these cameras. So CCTV, like having a CCTV system is actually better than most modern surveillance systems. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. My idea of camping is a hotel room you can't get food delivered to. Okay, I'm not kidding you, Kira. My father used to say that all the time. If you want to go in the middle of nowhere and sleep underneath a sheet of plastic, go right ahead. I'll be waiting at the coffee shop. My dad used to always say that. He's like, camping is a hotel that doesn't have room service. Ah, but it's really, but he was a Vietnam veteran, so he didn't like sleeping outside. I don't blame him. I'm pretty sure Alibaba Furball, Joy, and Kilroy are also my cup of tea. However, I have no attraction to cartoons, scribbles, or the small letter. Says a dog with a Pope hat on. Oh, this angle is wild. Kilroy, I've once made. Once I made and slept in an igloo. Okay, okay. How was that experience though? Now inquiring minds want to know. I've slept outside when it was under 30. Does that count as an igloo? Oh man. Oh, that's funny. I want to go to France. Now Will has a dating service. Nice. I grew up camping. Same. I'm just over it. I'm over it. Not a. I don't know. I think it's because I've spent a lot of time outside. Camping isn't necessarily the first thing I'll run to. I would I would absolutely have fun if I went with a group of people. You know, if it was a thing, we were barbecuing, that's different. It was nice and warm. I made the walls of ice, then heated it up to plus choof. Yikes. Yikes. I couldn't imagine. Do you know what's really funny? There's two hotels because I used to obsessively watch the Travel Channel. I wanted to stay in that in the Ice Hotel. I can't remember where that was. And then there was a hotel that was underwater. It's really anxiety inducing, but it actually looks really relaxing. So if they perfected the technology where the glass wouldn't crack, I'll go to that. I would definitely sleep in that hotel. Every stray rock found me when I was sleeping, but I had a tons of fun. That's what I'm saying. Camping is crazy. My favorite camp spot is Fish Lake. I've been to a bunch of lakes outside of Portland. When I went there, I hung out with a group of people that love traveling. So every weekend we would go find some lake that I've never heard of. I am I am from a camping family, but summer camp, me not so much. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I've been to summer camp. I grew up camping. I thought back on it once and realized it was the only vacation where my drunk dad could drink as many beers as he wanted. So that's why we never went anywhere. You know what though, Kilroy? Um, my parents would go to Mexico for that very reason. Because you could like literally rent an entire house, have the oldest watch your family, and get hammered at Senor Frogs and still be in your 40s. When I was a little kid, every summer my parents would go to Mexico. And it felt like we were going on these exotic vacations. I live in LA County. We would get in my dad's Lincoln Continental, and I'm not kidding you. I don't think people realize how big these old cars were. As a child, I could do this, and I'm lanky. I could do this and not touch my brother and sister sitting in the middle seat. Those cars were humongous. Yeah, when you work outside, it's not appealing. Exactly. Exactly. Nightmare Baby works outside. There's no way you want to go camping. There is ice hotels in Canada, Iceland, Finland, and Sweden. Mm. The underwater one, I really want to go to. Oh, and the word I can't pronounce, Switzerland. I'm not even gonna fumble on that one. Well, Ollie, anything there is good. Oh wow. So you guys are making me excuse me, making me want to go on a vacation. Well, you know what it is, Nightmare Baby. I look back at the pictures, and like during the day we would go do all this toury stuff, and at night my parents would go to Senior Frogs and get hammered. It was the 80s. I always wondered why my dad had so many Senior Frog t-shirts. They give them to you when you get so hammered, when you're like, give me more shots, and they do the whistle with the upside down bottle of tequila. But when you're a kid, you don't realize that you're oh, good times. Good times. We didn't even go to campgrounds. We literally just set up on the side of random rivers. I went to campgrounds a couple of times. I couldn't leave fast enough. I'd rather go to the problem with campgrounds nowadays, and I'm not even saying this to be like, oh, rah, 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 I'm like feral American. They just have too many rules. And I went to a campground in Malibu and I lit a fire. And everyone's kind of looking at me. They're like, and I'm not going to say the beach because I've gone back and they changed the rule. But at the time, and a fire hadn't been through Malibu in at least 15 years. So, long story short, the park ranger made me put my fire out. But I have to say, I'm not going to say the name of the beach because they did change the policy. It's 8 o'clock. Do you know where your kids are? Oh, that's awesome, Gilroy. I would love to be able to. I live somewhere where you can't necessarily just go camping like that. Everywhere has been conquered where I live, so there's nowhere to pull up on the side of the road. I went camping in Switzerland, was 80 DMs, and wow, at the time for a weekend, camping in the Alps. Yikes, I couldn't imagine. That's like I can't remember where I was, if I was on my own stream. And I know you get used to it, but how do people live in Siberia? I watch a bunch of videos on YouTube about people that live there, people that live in Alaska. I get it. But it's kind of like when I used to drive from here to Vegas. You'd stop at a gas station and the entire town is one street, this gas station and the gas station on the other side of the freeway. How do people live there? It's crazy. I don't know how people live there, but I never realized how much of a city dweller I am until I attempted to live up north. And I'm talking about like I lived in actual up north, and I ended up moving back to Portland because I lived outside of Portland, like the first place I lived, it was I want to say 15, 20 miles from the base camp of Mount Hood. So I would get off work and then drive for an hour and a half to my house. I actually liked living there because as a city dweller, it was the definition of the middle of nowhere. I'd go to throw out my trash. I'll never forget. I heard a bunch of wrestling. I go to my car. I got a flashlight. I saw nothing but eyeballs. It was just deer. But to someone who's from LA, like, campgrounds are the original HOA. So real. That is so real, Kilroy. May I just add, beautiful ladies, my delightful English accent hides my harsh, crass, and quick wit and banterous sense of humor to a T. That plays. I want to retire in Switzerland, trying to figure out. I'll tell you, Dixie. Yeah, LA isn't really camping territory. Dixie, I had this dream of living in Alaska. I told friends in high school, you're never gonna see me again because I'm gonna move to Alaska. When Facebook was invented, I know people, I know under 30s. Well, I'm kidding. When Facebook was invented, people would tag me and be like, oh, I made it to Alaska, Man, I went there, I wouldn't survive the winter. But my whole life, it was my dream to live in Alaska. And then I realized that Alaska, that Anchorage, let's just say Anchorage is a real place. And it's not for people like me. And I'm not even saying that in any other way than I'm a warm weather human. Even living in Portland made me realize that I'm like a Gila lizard. I'm sorry to say it. I need the sun. I am activated by the sun. I am one of those people that absolutely, like, even right now, it started raining again. And most like Californians, people who are from here, they're like, what is this weather? It's crazy. We get you, dog. Gotta love Mount Hood. I lived in Sandy, and I'm gonna totally dox that place because I don't live there anymore. I lived in Sandy, Oregon. It was crazy. I would like to work at the lint factory in Switzerland. That would be sweet. That's like if I lived in San Francisco, I would go to Ghirardelli Square every day and just get a tall hot chocolate. I don't know why. They because it's made, from the factory. It's the greatest thing on planet Earth. Dixie, you better be in upper management at a freaking bank or insurance company. Otherwise, no way you're gonna ever afford Switzerland. We can all dream though. You know what's funny? That's like I used to always wolf about how I wanted a bat car. And then I went and saw someone who actually had a bat car, and it was just a beat up Dodge with a really, really awesome cover. No, I need this sun. Absolutely. I am activated by this sun. Right, Kilroy. I've had Ghirardelli chocolate fresh once. It was really good. I used to go to San Francisco all the time, and I'm addicted to red clam chowder and sourdough bowl and Ghirardelli hot chocolate. And, and I haven't been to San Francisco in a very long time, but everything I'm describing was within walking distance at the wharf. Everything. You have enough layers. You have enough layers to wear, Will. You will be the warmest person there. The weird chicken guy staring at you looks like it has fantastical warm cloths. That is my imperial cape. I love that thing. That thing, it has the hood. Eventually, when I go downtown, I'm gonna buy some more of the gold leafs. The reason I stopped buying them is because the price went up, man. They got expensive after a while. And I feel like they raised the price because I was buying them in mass. So I guarantee you if I go downtown and go to the same store, I guarantee you it's probably on sale. Isn't every Dodge a really beat up Dodge though? Well, I wanted the bat car so bad that I actually gave someone a real offer. They were like, "Hey, come check it out. This is really what it is." And it was not worth what they were asking. What you're paying for is the nostalgia and the fact that you're going to be driving around in a bat car. But how embarrassing would it be driving around the bat car and it breaks down and you got to call AAA to come and get you because your bat car broke down? We don't have Ghirardelli hot chocolate, but we have Laura's Second Chocolate hot chocolates. Oh, now I'm craving hot chocolate. Willy Wonka retired to Switzerland. True fact. Mostly beat up. They make Rams too. The names Rams. See, trucks last forever. Those are coveted here, as I'm sure they are all across everywhere. Even when I was in Mexico, I laughed. Mexico is like a Ford commercial. You see Ford trucks of every era in Mexico. That's why when the companies were like, "Oh, we're losing money in this and that," like, are you really? Because every other car in Mexico is a Ford. And I'm talking about like the new ones. And they even had the ones that were in Australia because the Transit was not sold in America for a long time, but that style was in Australia forever. Dodge is Chrysler. The only damn thing that Chrysler ever did was the K car, and I stand by that. Oh, have you ever been in a Ram Charger though? Ram Chargers are crazy vehicles. They're huge. They literally do not make vehicles like that anymore. Without any seatbelt on, you could fall out of a Ram Charger. Oh man, this jacket is a mess. But I can always fix it while sewing. I saw a K car with 500,000 cans on it. Oh, that's crazy. Do you know, I wonder about my truck if it's turned over yet and how many times, because I know the original owner of that 88 and they drove that thing to Hades and back. And I've recently had to do mileage for insurance and all that, but everything is so modern. I just took a picture and was like, boop, send, boop, email, send, email. So I really didn't even look at the mileage on my truck, at least. Awesome. All right. Let's see how that's going to look. I haven't even got to the collar yet. This Wookie Coat has fought me. But I'm not going to give up. You know, it's funny. I'm giving myself a pep talk before I go and sit down at the sewing machine because this thing has fought me from the moment I started. And luckily, I only have to rethread the top of my serger. So I'm not too worried about it. Because most people would be like, oh, I'm going to stop. It's a bad omen. It happens when you sew. Needles break. And I've been using that serger nonstop since the day I purchased it. Chrysler 500 came out in 1998, but in 98 did a month-long tour of Florida and one airport rental, by the way, had a hotel valet, parkers fighting each other to park it. You'll find out true mileage when the engine falls out on the freeway. It's some Al Bundy pride stuff at this point. It's just some Al Bundy pride stuff because it was my father's truck and he drove that thing. He drove that thing to Utah. He drove it to Nevada, Arizona, San Diego a bunch, Panhandle of Key West. It'd be cheaper to go on a motorcycle because it's a smaller gas tank. You're always positive. I'm not. Oh, thank you. I try to be positive. It's not easy. I bought a Chrysler 300 lately. Even a base model Taurus is more comfortable. I have a extremely weird bias towards Ford vehicles because I grew up in a Ford family. My aunts and uncles had Fords. I have 3 Ford cars sitting in front of my house right now. I've been in every model you could possibly think of. I had a crazy uncle who would lease. So every year he'd have a new Ford Taurus. Every year. My friend had an engine fallout. Was a 468 semi-Mercury Marquis. Those are actually awesome cars. My grandfather had a Mercury Marquis. Those are amazing cars. And in America, they at a time, Crown Victoria vehicles were what cops used. So the Marquis was a Crown Victoria. It was the same body. I would get on the highway. it would be like partying the Red Sea. I would be driving on the highway like, oh, I love this thing. Oh man, I miss that car. I miss that car. Just so you guys know, my car is only 44 months old and top of the range in its own class. Will never compare to that Chrysler 500. 4 months. Oh, it'll never compare. You know what? I had a 1983 Ford Ranger. It didn't go over 85 miles an hour. It only had 2 seats. Out of every car I've ever owned, I miss that car. That was man, that was the first car I ever owned. I treated that better than I treat myself. My dad had a GMC and Chevys, GMCs and Chevys growing up. Being forced to work on them made me prefer Fords. Fords actually make sense to work on. Do you know what's so funny? I constantly say this. I can fix your car if it's a Ford. If it's a Ford anything that's like, not all computers, I know how to work on it. All the modern cars are all computers. Oh man. Man, I miss my old Ford. I had a Ford Expedition that turned better than the Lexus I drive now. I drove a Lexus ES300, and it's funny how people treat you when they think you're rich. It is funny how people treat you. And it even happens to me now because I have my 1988 Ford truck, and then I have a newer car, and people treat me differently depending on what I'm driving. It's the funniest thing. 1970 Mustang Boss. Oh wow. Oh wow. The good old days. I like most of the pre 1988 pickup trucks. Mine's an 88, and it's made to work. And so, for as much as it's not going 100 miles an hour, it can do a bunch of other things as well. All right, let me grab my shirt. One of the best 50 bucks I ever spent was an OBD reader to read the codes off of cars. I need to do that. I actually know somebody who is sadly going out of business, and they're like almost giving away all their equipment. I need to get a bunch of stuff from this person. All right. They sell them at Walmart. I need some. I want to know how many miles my truck has. The pre-1980 trucks have everything right there in the open and easy to get to. It's funny you would say that. My dud truck that is sitting in front of my house, um, there's an oil leak. In order to fix the oil leak, they have to pull the entire engine out because the back half of the engine is under the driver's side. The bad thing about American cars is that they will explode in a ball of fire with the slightest clink. I've watched Hollywood films, so it must be true. USA integrity, right? America. A long time ago, there was this oh, poor kid. You know what's really funny? This kid hit my 88 truck in a Mitsubishi Eclipse. It destroyed his car. I'm not kidding you. I came home and pulled the dent out with a plunger. The old school plungers. Looks like a Dalek arm. I felt bad for the kid because he didn't have a license or anything. So when he got in an accident with me, he got popped because my insurance went after him. But the laws are different now, so they'll probably be in his favor. Okay, let me make sure there's nothing crazy on here. Oh, let me move my trash can. You can play baseball in that engine, babe. Those old trucks. Oh, man. The Ford Pinto? Do you know what's really funny? When I was a kid, my brother had a baby blue Ford Granada. And man, those cars don't exist anymore, but I keep my eye out. If I ever see one, I'm going to buy one because they were solid steel. Those were solid steel. But it's from an era that doesn't exist anymore. It's literally a Hawaii 5.0 car. Oh, this is going to be interesting. All right, I got to start somewhere. This code has fought me from the beginning. All right. Let's just start sewing and see if we get contact. Oh, man, what a mess. I don't like the new plungers. You can't suction cup them to things like the old ones. Old school plungers were multi-use. Definitely. I'm not kidding you. I walked right up to my truck. I put my foot up and was like, pop, pop. I was actually kind of surprised it worked because the kid hit me hard, but my car is all steel. I grew up with an AMC Pacer as the car that was the butt of all the jokes. Do you know what's so funny? People would pay money for that now. Those are like just sought after cars. But American car manufacturers have to put a large incendiary device within the engine. It's in the Constitution. Man, you watch too many 80s action movies like I have. All right, I'm going to turn this over and see if we can start on the other side. My high school car was an Oldsmobile Omega green 4-door, not cool at when when I lived in LA, I drove. Oh, I got the car from an ex-girlfriend, and I drove a green Ford Taurus station. No, it was like off green Ford. No, I'm sorry, Ford Escort station wagon. People would pull up next to me. People would pull up next to me and be like, "You're not from Maine." Oh, that's awesome, Dixie. That's awesome. The reason why they call it the Constitution is because it mandates that all American cars throw a camera on it at least once in their lives. Oh, that's true, actually. That's actually. I'm trying not to get into the discussion of why I think mechanics are a racket. But that's just because I need massive work done on 2 cars. All right. Let me get in here and make sure that this connects. This material is just a mess. That's all it is. And I think also when I made my Jankos, I forgot how it's not easy. You really have to pay attention to what you're doing when you make something like that. And it's more or less just not destroying your sewing machines as the guy who's using a domestic when he should be using an industrial. Perfect. All right. I just have Shalimar stuck in my head right now. Lethal Weapon was a documentary, Will. Sorry about the cops. I'm livid. Do you know what's so funny? I loved those movies. I loved those movies so much that I have them on VHS and DVD. I loved those. Oh, instead of being happy, I had a car. I was embarrassed, so ashamed now of my false pride at the time. You know what though? I totally understand. I completely understand. I come from a long line of embarrassing people, and I now dress like them. I totally understand. I think about that sometimes. Like, I was embarrassed at certain things that my dad, like my dad would wear a cowboy hat, and I wear a cowboy hat. Guess you better get yourself one of those industrial machines. I need to, and for as much as I sew, you don't even have to talk me into it. Because I feel like one day this baby lock is gonna be like, all right, I did my bid for Queen and Country. Because I got this thing and it was all, but baby locks are amazing machines. For the amount of work I do on this, I treat this machine like it's an industrial sewing machine. Oh, right. I want a pacer so bad. Do you know what's so funny? There is somebody in my neighborhood. Somebody has a Healy tank. It's a World War II tank. It's street legal and with the chains and everything. Somebody in my actual neighborhood around here has a Pinto. And every once in a while, I'm like, I haven't seen the Pinto, and it'll drive right past me. Somebody has a VW thing around here as well. I found the extended cut of a second time around, 7 minutes long. It's a completely a new song. You know I love that song. You know I love you. I'm a Shalimar stan though. Like it is no secret that I am a Shalimar stan. Absolutely. Oh, a pacer. Absolutely. Absolutely. Will, you do know that your end of life scenario is basically an old cat lady who has been eaten by cats? Thank you for predicting the future. I'm allergic though. That's why like having even though I'm the stray cat man. Now every stray cat in the neighborhood's like, "Hey, there's a sucker who's got a ton of cat food." Oh. Yay, a pacer. Here it is. Well, that elevated that song a few. I need something like that. I'm definitely gonna click on that later. I need stuff like, and that's the thing. Like even today when I was watching Rashawn's stream, I was doing this. It took forever to line this coat, and then I'm cutting it, and I'm like satin. I had to put weights down because I forgot how much satin moves. So it took me a minute. It definitely took me a minute. So I need long songs and long streams. I'm either gonna die with my boots on or I'm gonna die in front of a computer. You know what? There's this running thing at my job. It's better than at your desk. There's been quite a few people, and it's like a saying at my job that I'm not gonna go at my desk because like more than 5 people. Let's just say people don't quit my job. Oh, in time of crazy weather. Now I just have take it to the bank now in my head. It was a rainy day, so I definitely had Shalimar on today. All right, I'll be here for a second. I'm trying to attach these arms, and I'm going to attempt to put a collar on this thing, but we'll see how it looks when I put the arms on. All right. There is the pin. Perfect. I just have to see how this is going to close. Maybe if I close that and then close that. Okay. Man, the fur really it doesn't complicate the issue, but I really have to look what I'm doing. All right, let's see how that looks. Boots, not bathe. I admire your candor, Kilroy. I watched Pride and Prejudice for the 6th time today and still love it. I'm like that with Stargate. Anyone who has ever lived with me, there is somebody I see every once in a while. They'll walk in here and they're like, "You still watch Stargate?" Hey, I'm not against that at all. Whatever you're into. I love having something to watch. That's my go-to. Okay, let's see. Perfect. Oh man, this coat has fought me. The Wookie has fought me from the moment I brought it home. Good grief. Oh man. Just remember. Hey, how's it going, Rashawn? How's it going? How's it going? Good to see you. Good to see you. Awesome. Awesome. I had a good time listening to Rashawn's stream today. Like I said, I got this done while watching Rashawn's stream. Well, most of it done while watching the stream today. Awesome. Awesome. And the topic was religion. And it got me going. So I was sewing and I was like, what? What? Bringing back the Stone Cold what? Awesome. Awesome. Hello. Hello. Pride and Prejudice is the prequel to War and Peace, except more women. Oh, dog. Oh, man. This coat is a mess. Without my serger, this coat is a complete mess. But I'm going to finish it. Let's see how this looks. Okay. Yeah, that is just a straight shot. That's one thing about the serger is that it's so thorough that it does not leave room for interpretation. With the sewing machine, you have to kind of check and be like, oh, did I go over that? Did I go over that? Oop, what did I knock? I knocked something over. Awesome. Let me switch my angle so you can see the mess that I'm making over here. So, needless to say, I am not going to go back to Target. Target was a bust. The internet does not match what they said. If you're stone cold, then you better start drinking beers, whiskeys, and tequila. Do you know what's really funny? I've met quite a few wrestlers, and out of all the wrestlers I've met, Stone Cold was actually one of the nicest. And I met somebody else, but we can't say his name anymore. I do that all the time. Man, I am knocking something. Oh, it was my mouse I knocked over. Everything sounds so dramatic when it hits my I missed that piece by a mile. When it hits my press because it's metal, so it sounds awful. Oh, right. I love historical fiction of all kinds. I do as well. I do. Have you how far do you go down that rabbit hole though, Dixie? Have you seen Abraham Lincoln Vampire Slayer? Somewhere in this room I have 2 copies of that movie. Would that be considered historical fiction? All right, I've decided to gotta talk about the elephant in the room now. Did OJ accidentally die? You did. All right, let me put it on the face cam. Let me put it on the. Hold on. I've been trying to avoid this all night. All right. So anyone who's been watching my stream for a while knows that I have a weird connection with OJ Simpson. I do. He was friends with my grandfather. It's no secret. I've been trying to not talk about OJ all night long. Because that's another canceled person we can't talk about. I wonder if I say his name a bunch, will I get flagged? It's not like everybody else isn't talking about him, but in a weird way, my family had a weird connection with OJ Simpson, amongst other infamous humans. And I don't know. It's weird. Just like when he had a Twitter, OJ. When OJ had a Twitter, I'm like, OJ, why do you have a Twitter? It's because he wanted to continue talking about football. His Twitter was, every comment was like, that's a great stab, OJ. Oh, you took a good stab at that, OJ. Dixie Reed, Tenets of Time by Thomas Flanagan. Just trust me on this. I think the Jews is deader than Epstein. I think the coffin fit. It's almost 5 a.m. here, guys. I can barely see the keyboard. I promise I am not being ignorant, just falling asleep. Take care. Great to see you, dog. Great to see you. Take care. Thank you so much for stopping by. Oh, okay, Killer. Let me write that down. I trust you. I tried not to talk about OJ. I tried not to. I have pictures of the man and my grandfather under my desk. Yeah. I have a question for the chat. Do you guys know anyone infamous? I do. I have a weird connection with OJ Simpson. It's weird. But you know what? I don't even know how to justify that. How does everybody else feel about OJ? Finally, meeting his maker, so to speak. Okay, let me. Excuse me. Everybody, please drop a like, dislike, comment for that. Thank you, dog. Thank you. I know my OJ comment shut the chat down. I've been trying not to bring him up all night, but Uncle OJ was a crazy person. I don't know anyone infamous. I knew 2 people that made my state's most wanted at some point. That's awesome. I actually, it's kind of a long story, but it's kind of funny. Long story short, an ex-girlfriend of mine, we used to hang out with this weird crowd of people. We're sitting at home, and this is how long ago it was. We were watching America's Most Wanted. And we're sitting there on the couch, and they showed a picture of some dude that we knew, and we kind of liked him but didn't like him. And then they said the reward was $100,000. I looked at her, she looked at me. We literally wrestled each other to the phone because neither one of us was going to share the reward with each other. Neither one of us. Oh. That's hilarious. I knew 2 people that are on the most wanted. I don't know anyone infamous. His death was gentler than his victims, even though cancer is cruel. I've known quite a few people that have cancer, and in no way, shape, or form am I endorsing OJ. He made his own choices in life. He separated himself from the very community that made him what he was. But in a lot of arguments, people who made songs about him, I'm looking at you, Jay-Z, have become the new OJ. Steve Harvey is the new OJ. But anyways, so I'm not sitting here defending the guy, but I knew him. In passing, my family was more connected with OJ. My mom knew OJ. Oh, the most infamous somebody I knew got into was he decided to flash his neighbor while he was checking the mail, went directly to jail, did not collect $200. I hear he died of cancer because he refused to go under the knife. I'll see. Oh, see, that's funny. That's funny. Just how we make fun of Bill Cosby now, and he raised me. That man raised me, and we clown Bill Cosby now. It's okay. It's okay. And like with the OJ thing, I had to talk it out. I had to talk it out because he was weirdly connected with my family. But like I said, you know, the guy didn't like send me off to college. The guy didn't like send me Christmas cards or anything. I just say Uncle OJ for controversy's sake. I need to ask my mom. I didn't ask her. I didn't even ask her how she felt about that because she knew the guy. And they're the same age, so don't get any Khloe Kardashian idea. OJ too cancer. Why? OJ could have had the life of Riley, but so many times he made bad choices. I agree. But money, I am not arguing for OJ, okay? So when I say this, I'm just playing devil's advocate. Money corrupts people. It does. Did he did he has did he have as off a personality as he seemed? Yes. Yes. And in retrospect, there's a picture with him and my grandfather, and the look in OJ's eye is something that you would see in a scary movie. He looks like he'd come like oh see, but I come from a long line of people that don't mess around. I knew a lot of people that had that death stare that like they'd look at you and you would just be like oh my mom's a toughie, OJ would have been the Joe DiMaggio of football if he didn't do what he did. He was in a lot of ways. He was NBC sports, he was the premier dude. You're right. He would be how they treat Wayne Gretzky. Wayne Gretzky is treated as the god of hockey. I watch a lot of hockey and hockey on TNT or wherever. Well, he also he is the boss, but he's treated like the boss because he was that much better than everybody else. Like it's unexplainable. If you're not into sports, it's unexplainable how much better he was than everybody else. I used to look like a Montreal Canadian. Oh, comedian. I need my glasses. I used to look like a Montreal comedian. He ended up on SNL. Mike McDonald. He looked he looked for a couple of times and found me. That's awesome. Related to Norm McDonald. Oh, Norm. Okay, okay. I was about to say, you look like Norm McDonald. Can you do the voice now? When I do that, I just end up sounding like Ben Shapiro. Norm McDonald was hilarious back in the day. Cancer is horrible. That being said, I did not cry when I found out OJ died, and I cry at car commercials. He's a polarized human being. Like I said, when I saw he was on Twitter, I was like, "Oh, the internet is undefeated." Because he would just talk and people would be like, I hate you, OJ. And he would just keep going and people would be like, you're an awful human. And he didn't care. He absolutely did not care. OJ had that 1,000-yard stare. OJ had that look of like, but again, I know a lot of people that if you cross them, He was a bit strange. So are you talking about Norm Macdonald? I really want to know. Are you talking about Norm Macdonald? Because I've met a few people, and you're like, oh, you're famous on TV, but you're a bit strange in person. Norm was funny. Although we can rest easy knowing that OJ died doing what he loved, being with someone as they die. This is why I avoid talking about OJ all night. This is why. This is why. Oh. He would always put himself down. Say we all thought he was an asshole now. Oh, I can't stand people like that with like just constant self-deprecating behavior. It's one thing to like tell a gotcha joke about yourself. It's another to constantly be down on yourself. I cry at dog shows, but I was unable to shed a tear for OJ. He was a farce, despicable. Man, there's quite a few people like that. You do need glasses, dude. You missed my OJ post, maybe on purpose. My sense of humor is rather off-putting. Let me look. I do need my glasses. Is it way up here? Whoops. I do, dog. I do. I do. Some people can be very charismatic on screen, but awkward in person. Do you know what's really funny? In a weird way, I can't believe I'm about to say this. I met Pauly Shore, and Pauly Shore is one of the most awkward human beings you will ever meet in your entire life. Wheezing the juice. And I'll leave it at that because it's a bit of a story, but I'll leave it at that. Pauly Shore is a strange human. We know, dog. I'm here for you. I am here for you, dog. Ah. Not wearing my glasses either. It's more of a vanity thing. Way more of a vanity thing. Give me 2 quick seconds. I've been sitting here drinking way too much coffee. Oh. You know, the funny thing is, I've been sitting here looking for my notes. You're always sitting on it. Whatever you're looking for right now, I guarantee you're probably sitting on it. I walked in here and I'm like, oh, I've been sitting on my notes the entire time. Pauly Shore looks like if Gallagher Richard Simmons had a baby. He recently made a trailer where he was going to do a Richard Simmons movie. I think he was trying to promote it. And Richard Simmons was like, I do not agree with this. I do not like this. I do not promote this. He actually, he looks like Richard Simmons. He does. And now that Pauly Shore is older and has not taken care of himself, he really looks like Richard Simmons. Glasses to me is not hitting pedestrians while I'm driving thing. Hey ho, each to their own. That's the funny thing. I wear my glasses while I'm driving. I do. I'm really surprised I haven't broke my glasses, to tell you the honest truth, because I take them everywhere with me. I lost my everyday wearing sunglasses, and it's really frustrating because I have my super duper backups, but these things are so dark. They are dark. Look how dark that is. These are incredibly dark. You see how shiny my head really is with the glasses. I loaned one of my dogs to a widow who lost her dog recently, and now my dog is missing. The lady, oh, that's so sad. Oh, people do. That's why I don't want to get another dog because I get so emotionally attached. I do not want to get another dog. I had a dog that lived for 20 years. And from the time I was in high school until I was gone for 10 years. I came back and I was like, how is Cleophas still alive? At least you don't wear readers. Somebody I know wears readers and they constantly have to put them on and off while they're driving. That's the worst. See, that's the thing. I don't want to be shuffling around. For non-insurance purposes, I'm gonna say this. I'm a bad driver on a good day. I'm not saying that I'm a bad driver, but like I have to be at 10 and 2, which I think most people should. Oh, it is so sad. That is absolutely sad. That dog wasn't a parrot, but it wanted to be one. Oh, Cleophas lived for 20 years and my parents had a dog before that, Max, who lived to be almost 20 years as well. I think it's because my parents treated dogs the dog, they lived outside, they had their own pen, but like the dog was so well taken care of. So well taken care of. And also they get big dogs, not little. My ex-wife and I got a dog, Lulu, and I cried so hard when she told me that dog passed away. I cried. Aw, you see, I don't have the emotional space for a dog. I don't. That's me, Kilroy. Have to wear them on the end of my nose so I can see the Speedo. Oh, OJ. See, I even had OJ in my notes. I didn't want to talk about it. So I have a question. Losing dogs are the worst. And you know what's so funny? I wasn't ready for it. Hey, Skits, how's it going? I wasn't ready for it. I was not in like my I had that dog. It was the first little dog that I ever owned. My ex-wife and I broke up. She kept the dog. The dog ended up living with her mom forever. That dog lived for a long time too. But it was strange when she told me, it just hit me and I was like, and I lost it. I was crying. You get an emotional attachment to pets. You do. How's it going, Skids? Good to see you. Good to see you. How was your trip? Did you have a good time? Did you see the eclipse? Did you take a bunch of pictures? Because you know you got to bring it back to all of us West Coasters, my fellow Californian. A friend of the family has a dog that's around 18. I have no idea how she's living so long, except for Tina will probably be so heartbroken. I'm telling you, it's the worst. It is absolutely the worst because that animal becomes a part of your life, you know. I still have dreams about Cleophas. That's how I know I'm dreaming. I'm like, oh, I haven't seen you in a while. Excuse me. How's it going? Good to see you, Skits. Good to see you. Speed cameras are a massive thing here, Kilroy. On my day, on the day my son picked up his first driver's license, he got a ban after his first 5 miles of driving. That's crazy. That's crazy. Hey, how's it going? How's it going? Oh my gosh, losing a dog is like losing a family member. Exactly. I just can't do it. I can't. That's um because I asked my son when he was younger, we didn't have pets for obvious reasons. We tried, but I asked him, "Hey, do you want a dog or something?" And like, I had to pull that back because I don't have the emotional space for a dog. Was great if you like thunderstorm. So, did you see anything though? Did you see anything? Hey, but traveling is fun. I love traveling. Honestly, for me, it's more about the food, the people you meet. Let me ask you a question, Skits. How much cheaper was the gas across America than in California? Oh, it's hard. Owning pets is hard. Speed cams aren't a thing here. They technically aren't illegal, but they're so heavily restricted they might as well be. So serious. That's real. I got lucky with some breaks in the clouds. Wow. Should have kept driving. When I said I was behind, you were talking about Mitsubishi Eclipse hitting you, but I can't find it. Scrubbing. Were you in an accident recently or a story? Glad you're okay either way. I'm trying to think. I'm gonna have to. It's when it's when I almost said his name, but I'm not gonna dox his. Yay, welcome back. There was a kid who hit my 1988 Ford truck in his Mitsubishi Eclipse, and all I did was pull the dent out with a plunger, and it totaled his car. But my truck is all Detroit iron. They were those cars were built to last. When I drive my truck, I feel so safe. I feel so safe when I drive. I'm driving around like looking at people like, oh, you can hit me, but I'm not gonna hit you. Oh, 12 points on a UK driver's license, 3 points per offense. Speeding offenses are 3 points per offense. They are literally on every lamppost. Wow. Wow. Skids, are you giving me permission to share these photos? I always ask for consent. I just noticed my phone. I'm just getting back on Twitter. I am just now. Okay. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, that's an awesome picture. I lose my license. Thank you. Same. Do you know in my town, oh, the old school metal is no joke. In my town on the street, on the main boulevard, the speed limit is 45 miles an hour. On like the really wide open swashes of land, the speed limit in town is 50 miles an hour. We drive very fast here. I was gonna make a joke about you actually being in the path of the eclipse when I realized my stream was behind you. Skitch drove to go see the eclipse, and he's a fellow Californian. So let me share this. Good segue. I love pictures like this. Thank you, Skits. That's awesome. I feel like I should be playing Pink Floyd or something right now. All in all, we're just another brick in the wall. We missed you, Joy. The punchline to the joke was the pastor said those are not my trousers. Dog. I thought you were going to sleep, dog. Absolutely. That's an awesome picture, Skits. Awesome picture. Oh, that's hilarious. That's a great picture. You know what? I don't care if there's clouds or not. That's a beautiful picture. I would have been satisfied. Now, if you drove across America just to like get complete black sky, I would have been disappointed. But that's an amazing picture. Now I have radar love stuck in my head again. I don't remember who spoke to all of a sudden. Doing that. Dang, NASA was broadcasting from my city, but it was bust because it was so cloudy. That always bothers me. Like every event, it's cloudy outside. It would have been quite dark there anyways, right then. Yay. Rashawn, I know how it is. Man, look, I kicked my coffee table. I thought I broke my foot. I still don't know what I did to my wrist. I did something to my wrist. I think I broke my wrist. No, I'm being dramatic. A heavy sprain. I went to the doctor. It's a heavy sprain. And see, it feels better already. I could do this. Absolutely, Skits. That's an awesome picture. Forecast was thunderstorm for Skits in Texas. The pics they got were awesome. I bet 30 hours there and 30 hours back were brilliant. Yeah, I was about to say I drove to Brownsville, Texas, and it took forever to get there. That's how I found out that I actually get along with my ex-wife's brother. He's a good guy. We took a long trip. He's a good guy. That's where you find out if you like somebody or you don't like them, when you take long trips. I was so scared of breaking a toe on something. I when you just do goofy moves all the time. I kicked my coffee table and I sat down. I was like, this is it. I finally broke something. But no, I just was in pain. I broke a toe many years ago when I got pissed at my computer and kicked it. So a long time ago, I learned a lesson in high school. You know what's so funny? All these years later, I can't even remember what I was mad about. I got really mad. We were playing basketball, and I got really mad, and I walked up to the you know how basketball gyms have that padding. I walked up to the padding and I punched it as hard as I could. I almost broke my wrist in my hand. I was like, oh, that was a bad move. I learned a lesson that day. I love the guy that said it lasted about as long as sex with my wife. Oh man, people tell on themselves all the time. Absolutely, absolutely, butterfly. It was a great picture. Now I have Dixie's joke in my head. Is that a Microsoft thing? The letter W prints twice. My laptop is 18 months old. I've had such problems with computers lately. You know what's so funny? I talk about this all the time. If it wasn't for commerce and moving, I think we should get rid of cars. We should bring back trains everywhere. Like, computers drive me insane. The In my video, I made a whole tutorial about how to make Jankos. For anyone who's ever made a tutorial, it's not easy because you have to constantly start and stop. I had over an hour and a half of footage that was erased from my Friday So's video. Do you know, it's funny because my computer shut down. It wasn't recognizing my external hard drive. And then all of a sudden it said, hey, but I don't have the footage. There was nothing I could do but shoot another video. Because my Friday So's was going to be like my so-called life, the movie. But it happens. It happens. And all you can do is just keep going. They see 4.5 minutes. That guy is a legend. Oh, we have now reached the over 40 portion of the stream. I appreciate everybody. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Oh, that's the kind of guy that says, I'll give you the best 30 seconds of your life. Man, I'm gonna finish this. I am derailing. We're having a great stream tonight, but I have not finished my. You know what's, man? Hold on, my chapstick is betraying me right now. I have to. Oh, let me take a quick break. I'm gonna take a break from taking a break. Oh, my coffee is perfect. How does his wife feel about that? Sounds a bit premature if you catch my drift. It's It's not the wife you got to worry about. It's her boyfriend. Oh, oh, man. Okay. It's going to be such an accomplishment when I finish this coat. Man, this thing has fought me all day. People always, if anyone ever says that making clothes is easy, I started this coat when Rashawn started his stream, which was like, let me check. Hold on, is that an accurate 8 hours ago? 8 hours ago, I started this coat and I'm still working on it. Yikes. Right, Kilroy, but the guys think they're legends. They're walking around high-fiving themselves, crowning themselves. The show is brought to you by Camel Non-Filters, the letter S. Now back to you, Seriously, I smoked Camel Nons. I'm telling you, I love it when Kilroy brings this up because the only real intervention I've ever got is when people told me to stop smoking non-filtered cigarettes. When I came back from Oregon, I had a habit that scared everybody. I smoked Camel Nons for 10 years straight. So they're bad. They're the reason why I have a wheeze. Oh, it takes clothes are no joke. Making clothes is no joke. But I keep on starting and stopping though. Dixie, as a bloke, this is not what we want. Some of us, however, do put our women needs first and tend to lick them like a lollipop. Other than that, a few bumps as a meal is done. It is Saturday night here in the house of Zoe. We have now reached the X-rated portion of the evening. And I still have Radar Love stuck in my head. The guy was wearing, in the video, okay, we now know the video was made in 1975. The guy was wearing red bell bottoms, a long pink shirt with a purple sequin blazer. I have a question for you. Why do we call them blazers? Why is a blazer called a blazer? Is it like a small smoking jacket? And I'm asking that in all sincerity. I'm not even trying to be funny, even though it is. Why is a blazer called a blazer? Call my baby lollipop. Oh, absolutely. Quick left, Joy. I'm making a quick left. Why is a blazer called a blazer? Sewing truth bombs being dropped right here. Girls, men are lame. In fact, oh, don't even need a memo for that. Oh, thank you, Alibaba. Thank you. Now I just have Radar Love Radar. I think it's because when I used to drive across the country, I'd listen to the hip hop station and the classic rock station, and they play Radar Love after midnight every hour. Any classic right now, there is a classic rock station playing Midnight Love. I'm not sure. I'm not sure it's called exactly. Why is it called a blazer? Like a smoking jacket. I get it. I wouldn't have connected blazer to smoking jacket. Great idea. It's just something. When I was watching the video and I'm tearing it apart and I'm like, he's wearing a purple blazer. I could make that. And then my brain was like, why do they call it a blazer? And then I was like, uh-oh. And I haven't Googled it because I was watching the video right before the stream. I haven't Googled it. I haven't looked it up, but I want to know. I think he's trying to deflect. Maybe he's premature. Comment of the evening. Comment of the evening. I I wish I was. Every ex-girlfriend on life is still, every ex-girlfriend I've ever had is trying to contact me on Facebook. And Facebook, you were dirty by putting that feature where people can call you. That was the dirtiest thing Facebook ever did. Ever. Ever. I'm just saying. Maybe I don't want to call that person that doesn't have my phone number that I haven't seen in 20 years. I'm subjective. I apologize to the stream. Will and his come to bad eyes just does me. Oh, come to bed eyes. Oh my God, I need my glasses. Now I have hungry eyes stuck in my head. Hungry eye. My son hates it when I say that. Like, I'll say, hey, just give her the hungry eye. And he's like, I don't want to hear the song. Oh, I'm telling you, this is all Stefan Urkel. And this is all Steven Urkel. I don't even want to put him on because it takes a minute for my eyes to adjust. Hungry eyes. Now I have hungry eyes. The jacket is after is for after the smoking. Oh. Oh. See, this is what we all come here for. I'm eventually going to finish the Wookie Coat. We come here for hungry eyes and laughing our tails off. They're called that because Queen Victoria has a ship called the Blazer. And when she had them march in a parade, they all dressed in navy blue jackets because they didn't have uniforms. There you go. There you go. Once again, Queen Victoria is still telling us what to do after all of these years. Oh, man. I wonder if she had hungry eyes. Oh, now that song is just in my head. I'm paralyzed from the waist down. My ding-a-ling stopped working 18 months ago. I don't even know why I'm laughing. I blame Gilbert. It's nothing. You're killing me. Oh, we're having a good time. Now I officially have hungry eyes stuck in my head. And because of my age, that's some of the worst advice someone ever gave me. Because then you're just looking crazy at somebody. And the premature is for being the smoking. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Oh, yes. We're sewing. Oh. And now I'm thinking of that Jack Berry song, My Ding-a-ling, My Ding-a-ling. I want to play with my ding-a-ling. Yet another song stuck in my head. I didn't go all the way around, did I? Maybe if I wasn't singing Hungry Eyes and paying attention. All right, so now I'm going to look. Oh, man. I needed this. Today has been a crazy day, and now I have hungry eyes stuck in my head. Shout out to the dramatic 80s. Still going strong to this very day. Oh. Okay. I'm going to have to cut that one piece off. Oh, come on. Oh. Okay, I thought it was going to snap. I had to get quiet for a second. I thought it was going to snap. That's what she said. You can believe that was a #1 hit. Can you believe that was a #1 hit? There's a bunch of 80s songs that I'm like, do you think 8675309 would hold up today? Do you think if they let out Jenny's phone number today, do you think that song would catch? I'm sorry if I missed out. Some girls' YouTube chat is finite, and godless sewing girls are known to be. There's no God. Stop, dog. Labels are for boxes. We are all free humans here. If you go through the Billboard charts through the years, you'll find a lot of stinkers. Or like when people get rickrolled, Rick Ashley was so happy that people, I bet Rick Ashley was like, people are playing my song again. Every time someone gets rickrolled, he gets paid. Every time. Oh, okay. Man, this coat. Maybe it's me not paying attention on this one, but this coat has fought me. I'm gonna have to find where I missed. Or even, I will never forget. I've told this story a million times. I was going somewhere with my brother and his wife. We were in the car, and she looks at my brother and she's like, I want to hear my song. And he's like, we've listened to it 10 times already. She's like, I want to hear it before it doesn't get played anymore. It was Mambo #5. She loved that song, not knowing we were going to hear it from that day forward to eternity. Oh, I don't think Jenny would get it. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of songs that I listen to. Like, I listen to a lot of metal and a lot of like 80s hip hop. And I'm like, if this came out today, would people listen to it? Because a lot of it is nostalgia. A lot of the things I bought Alf. And I'm watching it and I'm like, oh, this is just all nostalgia, you know? Not true, dog. Will gets through. Will can't get enough ladies. The walk-in closet is actually a hidden passage to his hair. I did that so no one could move here. Not an ex-girlfriend, not a fam, no one. I did that to unequivocally tell people there's 2 people that live in this house. My walk-in closet is like me officially telling people you cannot live here. Oh man. Let's make sure I didn't sew that to itself. Do you know what's so funny? There are certain rookie mistakes that you're like, oh, I'm not going to ever repeat that. You'll repeat them all the time. All the time. Just so you know, girls, just because my dingling is dead is OJ. I like, good grief, dog. He's got a stable that even the Kentucky Derby or Preakness would be. No brag, just fact. No brag, to quote Walter Brennan. No brag, just fact. Oh man, you know what's so funny? Today is a not today bobbin, and I'm still not letting it get me down. Like, this coat has fought me from the jump, but that's okay. Not every sewing day is going to be perfect. Not every project is going to come out exactly as you figure it is. Okay, let's see if that caught. And now I have 8675309. Did you dingling? This is why I tried not to bring up OJ. Because OJ Simpson is a polarizing conversation. Oh, His Twitter, whenever he would comment on Twitter, every single comment was like, "Oh, that's a good stab, OJ. You took a stab at that." Like nobody was for OJ. Nobody. Oh, and he would act like he's still on NBC, basically talking about, especially during football season, he would comment, and because he's a former Buffalo Bill, he would constantly talk about the Buffalo Bills. I think Dog is really Dog is our is the local Greg Bryant here in the House of Sewing. So true. So true. Trying to not bring up OJ is like trying to not bring up the World Trade Center on September. It's weird for me though, because my family had that weird connection with him. And he had kids. He had, like his daughter is around my age. I don't want to Google it. I don't want to Google it. Because Dog and Greg they would. They absolutely would. Oh, there will be a day that Greg Bryant wanders over here, and then he'll meet Dog, and they'll be happily ever after. Can you hear that? Can you hear that? It's the LA stereotype of helicopters constantly flying over. Lasted just over 3 minutes, Carol. In my last sexual contact, I was so impressed. I did 3 laps of the bed like a hero. Oh. We are spicy. It is spicy Saturday night. I'm making a coat old school without my serger because the Wookie is not going quietly. That is one thing about this material. I searched high and low. I made it a thing about it, and it has destroyed my serger. Whoa. Whoa, that's pulling on the lining. All right, we'll see how that looks. Oh man. This is definite. You know what's so funny? Working with a serger, I can now see the difference of working with and without a serger. Been a number of years since Will and I streamed together. Life just gets better and better. I laughed when you said that link I sent you was from 2021. It like honestly, it doesn't even feel like I've been streaming that long. It doesn't, and I always tell people, people laugh at me because I didn't even get on YouTube until later in life. Well, I was in my late 30s. So it's weird to me that I've been here that long. It's just weird to me that I'm still here. It's over 3 minutes, the high score, the low score. Kilroy is saying what I was asking. See, Kilroy, that's why you're number 1. If I'm Picard, you're Riker. Because you ask all the important questions. Oh, okay. All right. Perfect. Now let's see if I have to fix which direction I have to fix this in. Oh man, this is gonna be. We're gonna see how janky this coat is. Oh, perfect. I'm moaning because I made the coffee with espresso bean, with like half espresso, so it tastes really good. Oh, you always want to break on the last piece. Perfect. What I'm saying is, are you playing basketball or oh, Papa. I have never had any of these troubles, so I will respectfully remain quiet. This arm is going to be so janky. Oh, this arm is going to be, you know what? There's a certain point where you just have to try it on. Let's try it on. So that's what happens. So that's what happened to Ringo. He shaved his head, got a tan, and moved to LA. Oh. All right, let me move that. I'm just going to try this thing on. This jacket, I'm not going to say the Wookie has been a disaster since the moment I've started making it, but this thing has fought me. I learned my serger's limits today. But I will have my moment. I will have my moment. Oh, that's a good sign. The arm didn't pop off. I haven't put the collar on yet, but I am now dying to see the integrity of these arms. Oh, this is old school sewing where the coat looks amazing on the outside. Oh, come on. I got to add a collar to this, but come on. I've been fighting this Wookie all day. I'm going to do my Wookie walk of my walk. I can't even speak because I am so frustrated at this coat. I'm going to do my victory lap. Oh, let me get my phone. This thing has fought me. This looks like the coat William Shatner wore in which one was when he goes to jail with the Klingons? Oh, that's Undiscovered Country. One of the greatest lines of all time when William Shatner looks at the Klingon and he says, you know, the hardest part about being in the new world is having to live in it. It was a tough make. Let's see. This thing fought me all day. And you know what it was? I think it's because I lined it with that fancy satin. It took all day. Because my other coats take me less than an hour or two. Oh, yeah. You know what? I live in a house with a teenager. I guarantee if I scrounged around, I could probably find a Slim Jim in my house. He loves those things. If I told him what was really in those, he probably wouldn't eat them. You look like if Macklemore became a cheap pimp, like the kind of pimp that drives a Kia Soul. Hey, a pimp's got to get around, even in a toaster. Oh, I gotta add the collar. I have to. You know what's so funny? I've been dying to make this coat. I've wanted to make this coat for months and months, and I stepped on a pin. Oh, I stepped on a pin for months, but I refused to pay $50 a yard. And much like the Husky, I can't believe this thing's attached. I've actually feel accomplished. I'm gonna sit here for a minute because this thing has not been pleasant. This has not been a pleasant make. And when you see me in my video next week and I say, oh, I had a great time making this, it's all a blatant lie. It's just the things that people say on YouTube. No such thing as a Wookie with a slap head. Pimp Kojak isn't a great look, Will. I'm gonna wear this into work. These coats are so warm. That's one thing about these furry coats. Like, this is no joke warm. This is warm. I look like I got banished from a Klingon prison wearing this. He looks like a Wookiee, but he still gets the nookie. No, I have to add a collar. I have to add a collar because I always reach an impasse where I'm like, no, I'm not going to make a collar. I'm not going to make a collar. Thank you, butterfly. Thank you. Thank you. That would look strange on a tractor. If I walked in with this, people would be like, "Oh, did you win the lottery? Why are you wearing that ridiculous coat?" people, people around me are extremely honest. It looks good for cold weather. This is a heater. This thing is an absolute heater. I actually feel accomplished because this, like I said, I started this later in the afternoon, but it seems like it has taken me all day just to get here. But that's the thing about sewing. It's intricate. I ran into a million problems. And then my serger broke. Well, it didn't break. It threw a needle. And I'm not kidding you. I took a break and I'm sitting there and I'm like, what am I gonna do? Then I had that moment of like, excuse me, sir. You live in a house with a bunch of sewing machines. Oh, he just needs a straw hat, and then he could look like he's in some commune. I know the cowboy hat doesn't do hippie commune. I had a bunch of fur koofies, but they are hidden under I made so many koofies that I had to make a cabinet for them. I made way too many koofies. It's because during the pandemic, I was bored and I found a ton of material, but some of it was like 1 yard, 2 yards. So I just started making hats. I think the bird head would look good with it. I have to put a collar on. You guys are dying to get me to put that furry hat on. Will it be the dirty bird? Oh, here we go. It is not a crazy stream until I put this dumb hat on. It's like someone who's slowly transitioning into or out of being a fur at the moment I put the hat on. Dog, he lives in LA. If he was gonna get shot in his life, he would have already been shot. That's for real, though. That's for real. That is for real, though. I have to hold the beak because I got to talk out of the eyeball. There we go. So here we are again. About a month ago, I put this thing on. And I noticed how my views started jumping and jumping. So get your screenshots. And you know what? I bought this thing in a bin at a Walmart years ago. Oh, you're just talking through your eye. If you're not laughing, you're not listening. This is methadone for furry. I'm actually subscribed to somebody who their entire house is 1950s Kenmore. And then they slipped in the middle of their thing that they're a furry. I'm still subscribed. Thank you, Nightmare Baby. Thank you. I just got this for $20 at a bin at my local Walmart when my Walmart had stuff. I just wanted my Wookie coat. I just wanted my Wookie coat. This thing, I'm still doing. Oop, did I feel a snap? No, okay. Maybe that was me and not the coat. I felt something snap. I don't even, at this point, I'm not even going to check. So here we are again. Because I can't remember if I made the furry vest because I saw, so it's a long story, but I made a furry vest a couple streams ago. And I put the furry, I put that on. I bought it at a bin at Walmart. I had no idea it was going to cause such controversy. As you can see, I am a person who loves to laugh and have a good time. I didn't even know that furries or any of these things existed until I got on the internet. Well, if you want to come out of the closet, it's okay. Oh, where's my nebulizer, man? I'm gonna need my nebulizer and inhaler. I'm gonna need to be resuscitated after that one. Oh, oh, Halloween Furby is real. I bet we can teach it to dance and say hello in English. Oh no, oh no. See, all it is I'm not even gonna justify it. I respect my life choices, and so will you. I oh, I need my inhaler. I got that from Doctor Who. Oh, oh my god, I need a Halloween Furby. Oh, that should be a meme. A clip with some random weirdness. Then you standing there saying, "So here we go again." Absolutely. You know what's funny, Rashawn? You're inspiring me to make an opening for my lives. But I'm not a techie person, but I literally just figured it out the other day. So now I think I know what I'm gonna do. Cause there's that weird 3 minutes while I'm mulling around where I'm making magic happen in this room before the live stream. And so now I think I know what to do. Just say hello and dance. You Callie Furby. Do you know what's funny? Where I live, this is considered normal. Oh, sorry. The Los Angeles Kings beat the Anaheim Ducks 3-1. You must be the only closeted furry with an inhaler. Oh, I hear you need to be aggressive with Callie Fur. That is a lie. You need to be gentle with everybody, dog. I don't know who told you that. Do you know what's so funny? I don't consider this furry. I consider this like, fake fur. I'm going to the sock hop. Oh man, you can totally see where I didn't use my surgery. I'm going to the sock hop with my pals, Let's do the Charleston. And everybody's going straight to the gutter. Oh man, let me make a caller before this completely derails. Oh, right. The beautiful thing about the caller is that it's going to cover up all the mistakes up top. Not the sock hop. Absolutely. Like when I picture a fur coat, I picture some 1940s, not like some 1920s, 1930s shenanigans. Oh, they're like a peppermint patty, a hard dark interior with a pure center. Got to break through the exterior. Now I'm craving a peppermint. What are those things called? My son recently bought a giant bag of those and I had a problem with them. Not Andes, they were something else. Do you know what's funny? To go back on Kilroy's Macklemore comment, Macklemore kind of did inspire this coat because Waterday and I were kind of talking about it and we watched the video. And let's be real, like this is the one color I do not have. I've made a white vest, a white coat, a red coat. It's just furry insanity in here. And I'm telling you, if you're ever feeling froggy, vacuum while you're sewing. This fur material, it's on every instrument in this room. I picked up my fan earlier and just kind of did this. And everything started shedding. I'm sure I've gulped half a fur ball in my coffee. This fur flies everywhere. York. Oh, I'm addicted to those things. So we go to Walmart a lot, and my son bought this. He put this ridiculous 3 or 4 pound bag. It was on sale. He put it in the thing, and I look at it as we're checking out. I was like, all right, I'll allow it. He ate a few. He really didn't like them. I ate the entire package, and it was a couple pounds. Took me a while, but I love those things. Furry Insanity is the name of my next Insane Clown Posse cover band. Oh wow. Oh, tonight has been awesome. Where? Oh, here it is. All right. So I have this for the collar. I'm gonna, even before I cut it out, I'm going to measure it. But it kind of made me laugh that this was the shape of what I was gonna use for the collar. It looks like the beginnings of a funky hat. Davy. Oh, this just Davy Crockett. Never mind. This just screams Davy Crockett. Or I haven't had a haircut in a long time. Oh, now it's in my eye. I don't know why I did that. Oh, this stuff gets everywhere. The fur is flying. That stuff is no joke. The Japanese company that created the Cali Halloween Furby says that they're Japanese, so they must know. Cali Furbies are not very submissive or intelligent, and they should be sent back to Japan. Refund. Thank you, dog. Thank you so much. Okay. Now I just have Davy Crockett stuck in my head. I don't know why I did that. That stuff just went straight into my eyeball. So I'm going to cut this completely into one shape. One of the reasons I'm doing that is because I'm giving myself no choice but to not make a giant collar. Because every time I make something, it's a 1970s collar. So now I have no choice but to make a collar this size. Perfect. Oh man. A chew rag chew. Oh, excuse me. I'm telling you, Rashawn, this stuff gets everywhere. I've already vacuumed like 3 or 4 times. I'm gonna have to completely vacuum tonight too. Your hair is a mess. Oh, hold on. Let me adjust my hair. Let me adjust it, dog. Because the longest hair I have on my face is my eyebrows. Right, dog. He needs to get back that fro that could protect him if he fell off a motorcycle. Oh, you guys, I miss my hair. I miss my hair. Looks like a Shanny Happy Trail. I'm out House of Sewing hitting the rack. Thank you so much for stopping by, Butterfly. Great to see you. I'll be back on Monday. Thank you so much. I can't imagine. I would be miserable with that shedding. For me, thank you so much for stopping by, Butterfly. For me, it's when I get it, like just now I got it in my eye, but when I get it in my mouth, like I feel it traveling. And like I said earlier, I walked in this room covered in cocoa butter. And when I started cutting it, the hairs, I could see them just adhering to my face because the lotion makes me shiny and it's just, anyways, I'm wearing this stuff. Yeah, have a great night, Butterfly. Just buy a damn car buffer and have hands wax that dough. Do you know what's funny? It looks 10 times more shiny on screen. That's so funny. It looks 10 times more shiny. I guess the camera adds 10 pounds and it makes your head more shiny, I guess. Okay. Because I have been fighting this thing all day. I'm going to measure it. And we will be done with the Wookie coat. It's kind of ironic that that coat has done so much destruction in this room. The Wookie did not go quietly. Let me check my notes. Today wasn't just all Target. By the way, Target, get your stuff together. Coachella is awful. Some of these things I don't feel the same way, so I'm not going to bring it up. So I have a question for the chat and everyone else around. How is customer service where you live? How is it? Keep in mind, I live in a really informal place. California is a sun shines. People are really informal with each other. You know, I come from a generation of people who worked really crummy jobs because they had to. So I'm asking that question because I've stopped going to a few places because of the people that work there. And it's not even anything personal. It's just the fact that, okay, hold on. I got to this. Let's pull it tight. Perfect. Oh, there's no way that it's that small. Okay, so we're going to make it 28. Now I just have Davy Crockett stuck in my head after putting that thing on my head. If you go to Coachella nowadays, you're more stupid than an ant. The one thing that drives me crazy about Coachella, Burning Man, anything that's held in the desert of Southern California, all of that used to be free. All of it. All of it. I mean, free food. They were happy you would go to Coachella Valley. That's why it trips me out when I see people wearing Coachella stuff. Like, when I see someone wearing a sweatshirt that says Coachella, it might as well just say desert. Because on the off season, there's like 15 people that live in that entire town. It's gone to self-serve. Yikes. If the camera adds 10 pounds, will you have at least 277 cameras pointing at you? That's the excuse I use when people look at my weight. I blame Big Brother. Big box stores suck. But we have a lot of local places too, and they're pretty good. It's pretty good except for fast food and budget retail. I think I'm not expecting, what it is I have expectations. So that's just setting yourself up for failure. I think it's because I had a certain way I presented myself when I worked these jobs. I look at these people like, man, you must not really need your job. Even now, I appreciate everything. Like I appreciate my job, everything I have, everything I do. Don't know what you guys are talking about. I'm going to eat lasagna. Good night. Have a great night, my baby. Thank you so much for stopping by. Fast food can go shove it up there. With that logic, I have a Hubble telescope and high resolution satellites pointing at me. It's just one of those cliche things that one of those dumb old school Hollywood things that people would say to describe why they had a good off season. All right, man, this stuff sheds. Ugh. Yay, have a great night. Have a great night. Let me see if I can illustrate how much this sheds. I don't know if you can see that, but this stuff snows. This stuff definitely rains down. Oh, says the guy who just spread fur all over his room. Now it's definitely in my coffee. Oh, what did I do with my phone? As I put my hand on it. Coachella in bulk buying has been missing here in England. I would love to buy 100 toilet rolls at a time. Serious. Is Coachella bulk buying? It's funny you would say that, dog. I just bought a I think it's 80 rolls of toilet paper. I put it in my cart. I was like, well, I don't have to come back to the store for a while. And then I bought this ridiculous thing of paper towels too. If you want to pay 20 plus bucks for oil and grease, I'll go to the bakery section and buy a big bottle of olive oil. Oh man. Coachella is just overblown. It's weird to me. It's the sign of me aging. Back when all of those festivals would go on, it was like, hey, if you showed up, you're going to see a bunch of awesome shows free in the desert. And because they figured they could make money, oh my God, this stuff is everywhere. You know, it's become extremely commercial, but that happens with everything. So I'm not going to sit here and talk about, you know, back in my day. Oh, man. Coachella is a major music festival we have here. It's the desert version of Glastonbury. Is that what it's called? Glastonbury? Glastonbury. I always watch the performances of like the washed up people from America that go to the Glastonbury Festival. Is that what it's called? I think I'm not saying it correctly. Oh, I am. Coachella is a music festival for people who think ecstasy and MDA are a replacement for a person. Thank you, Kilroy. Thank you. It's like Glastonbury without guns and rednecks. It's just like Glastonbury. It's the American version, basically. But you're in the middle of the desert. It's just not my thing, you know. And I try not to dog on the younger generation because I used to go to like certain raves and stuff now that you have to buy tickets for like 6 or 7 months in advance. Oh man. All right. We replaced guns and rednecks with 60s hippies. I think Jesus was the original hippie. Oh, right. We almost have a complete coat. We've almost gone full Wookie. This thing has claimed my serger. This thing has fought me all day, and I am not going to let the Wookie win. All right. That was a sharp corner I took off of that. Perfect. Imagine a smoking hot 23-year-old chick with 38 mental illnesses, 14 personalities. That's Coachella. Gilroy, I need that on a t-shirt. That is the quote of the evening. That is quote of the evening. That is so sad and accurate at the same time. That is an accurate. That should be Coachella's slogan. Oh. Oh, that's going to look perfect. Okay. So I'm going to pin this. And then I am going to parade this thing around. I've been working on this all day because it's raining here in Southern California. And in Southern California. Southern Californians do not know how to hang. I lived in Portland, Oregon for 4 years of my life, so I know how to nest. I know how to hide and nest. Okay. I always forget that I have to clean up before I start a new mess because it is just when I vacuum, I'm going to have to empty my Dyson a few times. And like Kilroy pointed out, my Dyson is from 15 years ago. All right. Perfect. Tickets to Coachella does not compare to my tickets to see Hans Zimmer this summer. Of course, you know how to hide. You've hidden in the furry closet of. You know what? If you want to call me a furry, that's fine. I've been called worse. Okay, there is this really weird glue under the bottom of this, and it bothers me because that's what claimed my serger. But it's this, I don't even know. I know why they use such a hard glue because this hair is impossible. It gets everywhere. But still, oh man. It has this weird hard glue on it. And I haven't seen it on any other material like this. And keep in mind, I've worked with white. My Elmo coat was a hit. Okay. Perfect. I'll show you in a second though, because when I sew this on, you'll see it looks kind of burlappy almost. It's like burlap or something crazy. I'm laughing because every time I move this thing, the fur is just hitting my head and I can feel it on the back of my ears, and my brain is like that itches, and it does itch. Perfect. Just have to make sure I didn't put that through on the vest. I was wondering, random West Coast question. Why do you all like police chases out there? I have noticed that catching on in the right half of the nation. Okay. I was wondering that too, Rashawn. It seems like cop chases are the Super Bowl out there. It's the strangest thing, and I'm gonna say this, and it's not even funny, but it is funny. It's a weird Los Angeles tradition. And the funny thing is, I heard this statistic from the cops. I couldn't believe it. Did you know that in LA County, 30% of the people who get in high-speed chases get away? And I thought that was really high. But then a friend of mine was like, motorcycles exist. And I was like, oh, yeah. Because I've seen a couple chases on television that the cops, no one can find a motorcycle because they just go in a carport and then they're gone. But yes, it's a weird tradition. I never said that we weren't like, we're crazy. LA is crazy. Do you know what's so funny? When I lived in Arizona, I thought it was the craziest thing. They would interrupt television in Arizona to show our high-speed chases. It's insane. It's culture is weird. We'll take it on the chin no matter what you we'll take it on the chin no matter what you call him. Some of those LA chases are the length of Lawrence of Arabia. Yeah, because the cops also now I just the cops have all kinds of procedure and all kinds of weird stuff. So what they do is they'll just let you play yourself because they know you're going to go to jail. It's different. Like if the helicopter's over you, you're going to jail. I still laugh to this day because, like, there's always that question, like, do people think they're gonna get away with it? Some do. OJ became famous because of a 15-mile-an-hour car chase. Before that, OJ. We're back to OJ. Yikes. All right, let me finish this. But you know what's so funny, Rashawn? Like, I never thought about it until you asked me. I love watching high speed chases. I go and get, you know what's so funny? When I was a little kid, my father would come running in the house and be like, bro, put it on channel 9, put it on channel 2. I do the same thing with my son. I come bolting into the house. I'm like, dude, there's a high speed chase. And now because of the internet, um, the helicopter pilots, they go live. And so you will witness the entire chase online and you could hear them talking to the station and everything. But it's crazy. We have a crazy culture here. You know, I always call myself a pirate, but that is extremely piratey. Full circle. The seam is now complete. I love how they have a special name for everything there. We call it a spotlight. There, you call it a night sun. We do. We do. I'm honestly sick of helicopters. And because I live near a freeway, they're always flying over my head because people can't drive here. People, they move here from around the world and forget how to drive. See, that hard glue is so weird because my pin could barely go through it. We're gonna see we're gonna hear how the sewing machine treats this. All right, I'm gonna run off real quick. You have thought you'd have thought the criminals would have got the point that if it never ends well for them. Are they flat earthers? Like I said, I was really surprised when I found out that 30% of people in high-speed chases get away. It's the craziest thing. I got sucked into one once. It ended unceremoniously, and I refused to get invested in another chase. There are there every single helicopter pilot now has their own YouTube channel. It is addicting. And I think that's what it is. Think about it. 40, like UFC back in the day, people were like, oh, it's so barbaric. We have basically turned back into the Romans. You know, we love watching people do crazy things as long as we are not harmed. And that is human nature. That has not changed. And so I think one of the things about the high speed chase is like, this guy really thinks he's going to get away with it. I will never forget. I'm from the burbs. I lived in LA for a very long time. I worked at a Subway 24 years ago. I'm walking home and my ex-girlfriend calls me on my Tombstone. What are those Nokia? What are those old school gray Nokias? And she's like, turn around. I turn around. I'm not kidding you. Because keep in mind, I had never seen a high-speed chase in person. I turn around. There was a guy who stole a flower truck. He went right back. I'm telling, when he drove past me, I saw the fear in that man's eyes. And then still to this day, because I Google it all the time. I'm trying to finish this coat, but I will show you. You can see me walking down the street. I stop and look, literally 30 cop cars past me. LA is crazy. It's like Running Man with Arnold. Less than a third is not impressive. Only idiots would fight those odds. Are you sure they're not flirters? I'm not praising them. I thought that everyone got caught. I thought it was 100%. I thought if you got in a high-speed chase, you're done. Because there used to be a show, I believe it was on Fox before everything got all political. And when I say that, I'm talking about a show like 98, 99. they used to have a show where they would interview the people that would get in the high speed chases. It was actually really interesting because a lot of the people just got caught in really precarious situations and didn't pull over. And some of them knew they were going to jail for a long time and didn't. It's really interesting. Flurfs are MAGA. We don't get many of those around here, either one. Even where I live. All right. You got me going. You got me going with that, Rashawn. We have a really weird culture here. And you don't think about something until somebody brings it up, you know? Or like I'm obsessed with Fluvog. People think it's the dumbest thing on earth. When people get those rickety things and they launch themselves off, they do it in LA every year on the pier, man. I go whenever I can. If I got into a chase, I'd just OJ it. Go super slow and basically have a parade of cops behind me. You know what's so funny? They would ride with you. The cops would go with you until your tank ran out. That's how crazy it is here in LA. What's up, Native Atheist? How's it going? Great to see you. It's interesting how different cultures develop. You know what's so funny, Rashawn? I didn't think about that until I got on the internet because I have lived all different kinds of places. And you know, I went to Oklahoma, and Oklahoma is like I liked it. I've been all kinds of different places, but I didn't realize how different it was until the internet. When when Will stands at the microphone, I'm getting karaoke. Will, do you, you give love a bad name? LA seems like a mini country. It is. It's weird. I'll tell you, it was weird to me when I left LA and I couldn't get Armenian food, Filipino food, Thai food, um, Indian food, Chinese food. Like here in LA, that's one thing. We are so spoiled because you can get any type of food you can I'm obsessed with Ethiopian food, and I am not Ethiopian. Obsessed. I was watching some news app where you could choose by city and what stories lead in very regional. Oh, it's very regional. You know what? It's so funny you would say that. I'm subscribed to a really rando news station in Alabama. And I'm not kidding you, their news is actually soothing compared to LA news because in Alabama, they still talk like, hey, Susie is going to college or blah, blah, blah. Like they still say positive things. Our news is the worst. And then they talk about Britney Spears and Fergie and oh, this person moved over here. And did you see Britney Spears? They talk about Britney Spears' Instagram on our local news. That's how crazy our news is here. I was watching any type of food that you eat whenever the hell it is that made you go I think that was just male pattern baldness. My favorite was the small cities and areas like Wyoming and the Dakotas. One opened the broadcast with a guy getting into a drunk fight. I was like, oh, so seriously, I love that. That's what I'm saying. I love that small town stuff compared to and you know what the funny thing is? The news makes LA look bad. They had me scared to go downtown. Do you know how shocked I was when I went downtown and it was not like what they said? And I worked down there for a long time, and I'll admit it was getting bad. I agree. And then when that weird meningitis hit, I quit going. But people did something about it. They cleaned up downtown. And to me, it's just downtown. But you know what's really funny? My new pet peeve are those people who drive through cities with their cameras. You should leave people alone. For some reason, I think that is the most despicable thing. Ugh. When you're like taping people at their worst. First, I don't know why that gets me Like lately, it's been really getting me where I'm like, why are you like, you're filming these people at their worst? I'm the kind of person I'd rather help somebody than sit there with a camera and try to further ruin their life. LA is full of actors and freaks. Are you an actor or freak, Will? Oh, excuse me. We love you either way. You're in a safe space. I hope so on my own channel. I hope I'm in a safe space. Oh, dog. I missed you, dog. I missed you. I didn't even press the W there. Bill Gates is messing with me. Even my local news is crazier than Alabama news. Just this week, a couple got arrested. He threw her bong at her and smashed it. And then she jumped on him and beat the shit out of him. That's crazy. That's crazy. And that made the news. That's how me and my cousin say hello to each other. I never made spelling mistakes. Oh, I thought you meant driving video. I like the people that drive through a city, but I wouldn't want them looking for people to. And I like the driving videos, but I'm talking about like when they show homeless people or a bunch of people on drugs. Um Again, it's just extremely exploitive to me. It's the strangest thing. It's just I cringe. And I rarely say that word. I cringe inside. Because YouTube will recommend something. And I started watching a bunch of videos about LA and stuff. And then it started showing those videos of people. What they're not telling you is they do loops around the same street, or they'll go down the one, like the worst neighborhood. They forget that LA County is the size of Kentucky, and I'm exaggerating, but LA is huge. It is huge. So there's many parts. If people saw where I live, they would be like, that's LA, but it is. It's crazy. And I'm all about awareness. I'm all about, hey, let's do something about the problem. But it's just weird to me when people film people at their worst. Something about it just doesn't it just gets my spidey sense going. I don't like the feel of people doing stuff with homeless. Give them something or move on, but I hate when they post them online. Exactly. You know, I honestly ask myself, like, if I saw someone doing that downtown, I, I'm a Karen though. I'd say something to them, like, "Excuse me, can I help you?" So if you see me on a video downtown, like I always say, it's me, because I would be that person to stand up for a homeless person like that. Philly is a huge city, but the clickbait YouTubers just go to the shittiest 100-foot section of the shittiest street in the shittiest neighborhood. That is so true. I watch those Philly videos and I'm like, you know what I do? I look for what streets they're going on, because there was when I was watching in LA and I'm like, this dude has just done a circle. But I knew exactly where it's kind of creepy. It's weird to me though. It's weird. I even have a car mount, and I I like when I recently did, I do it for stupid stuff. Like I love the time elapse of driving down the freeway, because it feels like you're going like this, when you're watching the video. I recently put the mundane thing of me going through a car wash. I love stuff like that. That's perfect for a car mount. But I like what Kilroy said, because I watched a Philly video and I'm like, that's the same street. I'm not even from there, and I recognize that's the same street. All right, let's finish this. We've only been at it for a couple hours. Not being nasty, Will. Your show and your chat are so intoxicating, Will, that I have to close my feet at 6:30 here, and I need sleep. Love y'all. Good seeing you again, dog. Good night again. It's the beauty about being on the West Coast. It's 10:30 at night. Oh, good to see you. Absolutely nice to meet you, dog. Dog is an absolute character. I've known Dog for a while. Dog is an absolute character. Oh, all right. The Wookie McShetty coat has fought me. I'm not even going to expect this to go well. Oh, all right. You know what's so funny? I'm refusing to give up on this because this is what I wanted. Awesome. Awesome. Your dog. Hope the dingling thing works again. Oh, now I have Chuck Berry stuck in my head again. Mm. That is true though about high speed chases and also big furry coat. Is it ever cold in LA? Okay. So this year, oh, keep sewing, brother. Keep sewing. This year it's actually cold. And I know people in the Midwest, people anywhere that's not here are laughing at Californians. But we're in the middle of an El Nino. So it's raining and we're not used to this weather. This happened in 1996, I want to believe, where it rained all year. It rained all year. So I think we're going to have another El Nino year because by now I'm full. I grow food in my backyard and it's no secret because it's legal here. I grow a bunch of THC too. It's legal in California. And I've cleared the land, but I haven't even planted yet because we've had so much rain. So it's crazy. Nope, it's never cold there. They just know how to they just don't know how to handle the cold. Now I have Raphael Sadiq. It never rains in Southern California stuck in my head. Oh, don't get stuck. Don't get stuck. Is that up or down? Okay, perfect. Oh, that's perfect. I wouldn't expect this coat to do anything except for fight me. We get a pin cushion. Oh man, now I really have that song stuck in my head. It never rains in Southern California. It rained a show here, two neighbors' basement flooded. That's awful. Yeah, we're not used to this. I have a feeling it's going to be just like 96 here. I have a bad feeling because it's not stopping. So how many furry coats does one need in the bad winter there? I need one of every color, Joy. Joy, I just didn't have one in this color. You're making me tell the truth, eh? One must have a furry coat of every color. Oh, I don't want to cut you out, bro. Come on. Come on, fur. All right, you're lodged in there. You're coming out. That is one problem with the fur. Don't wear that fur thing in the rain. It'll smell like a wet dog. That is some life advice right there, Joy. That is some life advice for real. Broken dingling is sadly permanent. Usually goes with waist down paralysis. 55 years old, so don't miss it as much as I should. My working tongue still loves lollipops. He already smells like. I told you, this room smells of CK1 cocoa, but cocoa. Oh, I'm gonna have to pull the whole thing out. I wouldn't expect anything else. Oh, that thing completely wrapped around the bobbin. Okay. There we go. I would not expect this thing to go easy. Okay. So make one with all colors. I recently did. I made a multicolor. Oh, like with all the colors. I could do that. I was thinking about that, but that would be a crazy color block with the white, red, this furry one, this color. I actually don't have much left because I calculated it down to exactly how much I needed, and I was actually right. Okay, here we go. All right. Okay, so let's try that again. Oh man, that was a giant piece of fur that came out when I pulled the bobbin out. I'm definitely gonna have to clean this thing. I'm so sorry, sewing machine. Wet dog, I usually smell. Oh my god, my shower gel. I am convinced dog is incapable of going to bed. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. This, Rashawn, we do this every week. I love you, dog. I love you and I miss you, man. Because you are hilarious. You see, we need more camaraderie between Brits and Americans like that. We need much more camaraderie. I shouldn't come from that angle. Okay, it stopped right there. Oh, man, this is a furry mess. Okay. Okay. So, do we have contact? Yes, we do. Okay. Sorry, I couldn't tell if this thing was making contact or not. We'll find out when I finish right now. I got that. Oh no, quiet. Or did I run out of the bobbin? We're gonna find out because I'm almost all the way through. Here we go. Dog needs to stay up so you can get the candy shop for some lolly. I'm also convinced William will be calling one of those hotlines 15 years after. Have you or somebody you love been harmed by fruit? Hey, can you not breathe because of furry material? Were you duped into making furry coats? Call 1-800 My So-Called Life. I'm ready. His whole neighborhood's going to be an EPA super fun site. Do you know what's really sad? You're not too far off. There is a lawsuit in my neighborhood because of a landfill. Trouble with Tribble's coat. I'm telling you, this thing has fought me. This thing is like a skin Tribble. I am so interested to see if this thing actually is sewing now. Okay. Okay. I got $20 in my pocket. I've been waiting all day to sing that song, but this coat has fought. Oh, that is. I got $20 in my pocket. I'm just gonna keep going. Oh man, this fur, like, this is the furriest fur coat I've ever made, hands down. This is the furry. My W repels itself, yet my Q takes a heart to twerk. Microsoft is a scam. This stream is a welcome to my so-called life. He's gonna be like Joe Namath, but instead of selling me Medicare, he's gonna be selling sewing insurance. I'm down. Is that such a thing? Do they have sewing insurance? Kilroy, you invented something. Patent pending, patent pending. Oh, I needed this today. Oof. Oh, right. You know what? I don't even care about that. If you can't fight it, feature it. Oh, let me move my chair. Oh, this is going to be hilarious. All day, I have fought this coat all day. If you go to Lloyd's of London, you can insure anything. I've always wondered about that. Do you know, when I was a kid and they'd say, oh, so-and-so's legs are insured by Lloyd's of London, I'm like, how would you cash in on that? Oh, Rashawn, I like that. Patent pending seems right, insurance company. Oh, I like that. Oh, man. All right, let me look in the mirror real quick. Worth it. Worth it. Oh, all day. I fought this thing. We have fought. The Wookie Coat and I have fought all day. Oh, Saturday Night Lives are. They have become. Laugh it up, Rashawn. Next week is a stream of a pair of eyes and a little chrome dome shining through. This week is a house of fur. In the house of fur, and we have big puffy. This is a success. You know what's so sad? Do you know what's so sad? I have been fighting this coat all day, and this is exactly what I wanted. These are the pains of sewing. This thing trashed my serger. It almost put the baby lock out, and the baby lock is undefeated. We should call that sewing machine Baby Lock the Undefeated. I love this. This is I'm gonna wear this all the time. You got to put the parental advisory explicit content sticker on this stream. I mark everything not for kids. Pimp that out. I'm in love. Do you know what's so funny? This coat has messed with me all day, and this is slowly becoming my favorite thing. That's why I screamed when I looked in the mirror, and I was like, oh, this is exactly what I want. Should have insured my ding dong. Don Jerry, head coach's corner. You need Furry's corner. You know, you guys keep on calling me a furry, but this is Uptown Saturday Night to me. I need a hat. Where is my compass? I need a hat. Let's see. Well, let's. Howdy, ma'am. Howdy. It's. I keep on swallowing this stuff. Oh, this fur is out of control. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, the white one. Oh, there we go. It's the collar is so big it's pushing up again. Now I look and a rhinestone cowboy. Oh, if you think that's up 10 Saturday night, you need an ear test. This week on Godless Sewing, we're playing Where's the Wookie? Is that a gas mask I see? Yes, it is. It is a gas mask. But because I'm extremely immature, that was made that gas mask, it was made into a giant bomb. But with my lung, like I can't use that anymore. And the bong broke, so I kept the mask. Oh, see, this is what it's about. I say all the time, you're having a bad day, look how gangster that look. Where's something goofy? I look like I'm coming to collect rent at the rodeo. Where's my money? Oh, well, you look like a cold Liberace. The first coat you have to take to the groomers weekly. This is puffier than anything I've made. Do you know what's so funny? I'm telling you, I was miserable the entire time I was making this. And then I put it on and it all disappeared because it was worth it. The lining is satin. This is beautiful. And this thing is warm. This thing is I look like I'm in Dynasty. I look like me and JR are coming to collect. He's the lady's dream and the cleaner's nightmare. Absolutely. Now that's a t-shirt. You're not freezing. You blanks off in the cold in that cold Florida weather. It gets so hot here in California during the summer. It's over 100, like on average where I live. Oh, good times. Oh. If you took that coat to the cleaners, they'd start chain smoking. If I walked in, they would be like, we don't do that here, sir. Oh, that's hilarious. You know what? Like I always say, man, this was worth it. I spent the entire day, well, off and on. I took heavy breaks. But this is what I wanted. This is what I wanted to make. I'm going to rock this thing. I'm gonna walk in the bank wearing this. I'm gonna bank deposit. I need to go somewhere. Let's see, where else can I go wearing this? I drove, you know what's funny? I haven't gone to my local mall forever. I drove past it going to the Target today, and I was like, nope, 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 not going to the mall. Where's my money? Sounds like what a pimp would say. There, bitches. I call. This jacket inspires, just absolutely inspires that attitude. Oh man. Where is my compass? Look at that. Look at how dramatic that side shot is. Come on. Oh. I can't help myself. I keep on getting up and doing the James Brown. Oh, come on. I love this thing. It was worth it. It was worth it. I look like. Oh. Are you sweating it? No, because it's been cold here. Alexa, what's the temperature right now?
Right now, it's 43 degrees Fahrenheit.
Freezing for a Californian. Freezing. You know what the funny thing is? It was like 70 something the other night. That's why I'm sitting here just in love with this coat. I apologize to everybody for always taking things off topic. I mean, no offense. We know, dog. We know you're here just to have a good time. He's got bitches working corners in every part of it. Absolutely. It's just good times. We're just having a good time. I'm wearing a fake fur coat. There's nothing serious going on here. Trust me, dog. I have your twin in my chat. I enjoy people feeling comfortable absolutely to say almost anything. I agree. That's why I appreciate Rashawn's chat. They were talking about religion today, and I came through with a hammer. I was making this thing, and then I'd run across the room with my phone, like, I have something to say. I appreciate that because it allows dialogue, and not all of it is going to be something you agree with. I'm all about that, you know? Absolutely. I came running across the room. I had something to say. I'm calling this I'm a born again virgin. Joy and I are officially born again virgin. Oh, see, Joy, I'm so glad you came back. I'm so glad you're here this evening. Joy, I can't even say it without laughing like a child. Joy and I are born again virgins. Oh. Yeah, a few people are looking forward to hearing from an atheist tomorrow. I have a few things to say, just a few. But I have to it's different when you say something in a chat than when you say it on stream. Because you can easily be misconstrued, you know. And I do say very blunt, harsh things. It's because I like to get to the point. But on stream, you know, you can explain yourself. Will you look like Walker, Texas Ranger was posted to Alaska and only had minutes to pass? Or today, my time. You know, I didn't even think about that. It is getting late. It is. I am all excited. You know what's funny? I loved that show, even when they brought Stone Cold Steve Austin on. I think it's just because, like, people forget the world pre-internet. We didn't have many choices. Oh, excuse me. I'm gonna do one more victory lap because I'm not kidding you. This coat fought me all day. I'm gonna do one more victory lap with my with my coat. This thing destroyed my serger, destroyed my nerves. And the second I put it on, I'm like, oh, I love you. I think I love you, Coat. Love you guys. Have a great night, dog. It was so limited then. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I don't think people realize we didn't have choices. So you would fall in love with obscure things that I probably wouldn't even have watched by today's standards. Good night again. Are you sure you're going? Good night, dog. Wink, wink. Dog is the official James Brown. I'm doing a James Brown right now, but dog is doing the official James Brown. Oh, it's 7 a.m. You foolish person. I get weird when I don't sleep. I get extra weird. You know what? I'm not gonna gripe. Even without the surgery, this came out perfect. I'm gonna do my quick victory lap. Sing like a right. Oh man. Do you know what's funny? I'm going to walk in my kitchen with this. I'm gonna walk around the house with this thing on. Well, the heater's on in there, but I love this. Oh, all right. Let me have a seat. I'm gonna end it. I want to thank everybody for watching my stream. It's been an awesome night. You know, you never know how it's gonna go, but tonight has been awesome. And Dog has officially pulled a James Brown. Sun is shining and it's a beautiful spring day outside. Oh, I wish the sun was shining here. All right, let me switch my camera. So tomorrow, at noon West Coast time, I will be on Critically Drinking talking about religion. So everybody should come on down to Rashawn's channel and watch Critically Drinking tomorrow, or just in general. Um, please watch Phoenix tomorrow. She'll be doing her thing same time. That's 12 o'clock West Coast time. I think. Yeah. I'm gonna say that with my full chest. 12 o'clock West Coast time. So we'll be having a great time. Awesome. I'm really looking forward to that. So I want to thank everybody who's been here tonight, everybody who's awesome, everybody who's hung out tonight. Tonight has been crazy, but we have a Wookie coat. I have been griping for months about this thing. I've been saying, "Oh, I need a coat, and he did, dog. He did just look up a couple, just 3 comments up. So I'll be back at it on I'll be back at it tomorrow on Rashawn's channel. I'll be back at it on Monday. I want to thank everybody. Tonight has been an absolute great stream. I'll be back at it on Monday with the same insanity. I'll probably be wearing this because I'm in love. I am absolutely in love with this coat. So I hope everybody has a great night. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. I truly appreciate everybody. You could be anywhere, but you're here. So I absolutely thank you. That's not a Wookie coat. You look like a broke back Cruella DeVille. Man, that is my new punk back name. My new punk band name. Have a great night, everybody. Dog is still going to be after I end the stream. You guys are absolutely amazing. Just so dog can go. I know I'm going to go raid my kitchen looking fancy in my coat right now. I hope everybody has a great night. I'll see you guys tomorrow. And if I don't, I'll see you on Monday. Thank you so much. I absolutely appreciate everybody. Like I always say, look at my Wookie coat. I am, look. Like I always say, reinforce your seams, be yourself, and I will definitely see you next time.